live. All right, come on. We're gonna go upstairs. There's one right there.
All right. Can I get some dap before you go?
5.
Good night. Come on, there you go. Thank you.
Peace and love.
Thank you.
Say peace and love.
You're welcome.
Peace and love.
Welcome to my hood. There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal. Buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystal eye. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots at this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal. I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Showing what's really good, the feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal.
I'm gonna have to play this one more time for y'all who are listening. We're getting started. We just started a little bit late.
If you really try to ride, step into the portal. Buckle up, I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystal eye. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots at this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the portal. I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar dangerous, not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood, showing what's really good. The feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings move and watch reality explode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood, where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood, where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal.
If you really want to ride, step into the portal. It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
That's right, folks. On these cold winter nights, as most of the nation is gripped with the polar vortex, you decided to take a risk and join us here live tonight. Are you cold? Are you freezing? Are you by a hot fireplace drinking some cocoa, smoking a blunt, maybe on some psychedelics to keep you warm? That's alright. We're gonna warm you up. Because I'm telling you right now, yes, America runs on dunks. I'm from Mass, I'm from Boston, where dunks originally was fucking started in Quincy, Massachusetts. But I'm only showing you this because the irony of this shit is that shit has still got ice in it. I bought that shit this fucking morning. You heard me? This morning and my shit still got ice in it. So what's Hood Hoodies? Welcome to the Thursday night. It's Paranormal Hood Live. We're live and direct in the Garden of Knowledge Studios. Right now it's just me down here, your host Jiggy. My co-host will be joining us soon. He's got, a life. He got shit he got to take care of. So he'll be down soon. You never know who else might trickle in here. So because I'm doing this all by myself right now, occasionally you won't hear me because I'm going to take my blunt ribs and make sure the show is going fluidly. But yes, folks, it's cold as a motherfucker out there. But I can't even complain because I got homies in other parts of the country like Wisconsin and shit. Notice I said like T-Pain. Wisconsin. Them motherfuckers got it bad. So, whatever you believe in, wherever your heart lies, wherever your feelings, the spirituality, the universe, God, Jesus, whatever, Allah, whoever the fuck you want to believe in, just make sure you're thinking about those people out there in the cold, man. Because like even driving today and stuff, like I would see people and just stop to make sure they were cool. Like I see a motherfucker running. I know this motherfucker was cramping the fuck up. I hear him though. I ain't run out of shit, but that's dedication. But yeah, so just think about that. This is something I've thought about, riding around, seeing people. I have friends who, and I call them friends because they are my friends now, and who are homeless and stuff, and I've seen the effects of it and stuff. So it's just something that kind of hits home. I just want to make sure that people keep that in mind. As we're all sitting here, you're watching this, and hopefully you're watching it someplace warm. I'm warm. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here. So just think about things like that. The world needs more kindness, needs more love, needs more thoughtfulness. So this is something I wanted to bring up. But yes, we're here. We're alive. Even in that cold weather, we still on. Nothing stops the show, at least not one monkey. Unless I'm not here, or I was sick a few weeks ago. And I was sick as fuck. So y'all know, in almost 6 years come May, if I miss a show, it's because something's going on. I just was out of my control, or is out of my control. So I love being here on Thursdays. I love talking to you guys. How's everybody doing? What's going on in your life, in your neck of the woods? Is it cold out there where you're at? Who's in the chat? Check in. I don't even know if I can see the chat properly. Let me see. But check in. Say hello. I'm down here by myself, so you guys got to help me out here. You got to keep me company. Talk to me while I get this stuff rolling. I'm used to having some black up, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up some stuff. We'll get the show started right how we always do and keep it flowing. So I got to smoke this blunt by myself. There's nobody here to smoke with me. Okay? But you know how we do, folks. Here on Paranormal Hood, every week we just have paranormal talk. We talk about all things paranormal because everything is fucking paranormal. We like to try to bring that stuff up. So our topics always range from different things, but tonight we're going to be doing open topic. So feel free to chime in. Folks on Periscope, if you're watching on Periscope, unfortunately I cannot see your chat, but our YouTube stream is live at the same time right now. You can go over to YouTube, jump on the live stream if you have something to say, comment, anything you want to do. That's the place to do it. So just please go over to YouTube, Paranormal Hood Live. It's the same thing, and you'll find us there live right now, and it's a better place to be a part of the show, chat, talk. Even if you don't fucking like the show, tell us. I want to hear that shit. I don't like trolls. The dumb shit, I don't have time to go back and forth to argue with nobody, especially when I'm on a fucking show. But, you know, everybody's not going to like what we do. So I like feedback. I like to hear what people have to say. You know, whatever you feel, please tell me. You got a story and stuff like that? This is always a place to do it. Especially on an open topic night tonight, folks. It's a great night to get in that chat, talk, questions, comments, concerns, whatever. This is the night to do it where we can kind of be more interactive. Smoking and myself, be able to see the chat. We've also said to anybody who really, really desperately has something to do, a story, something they want to talk about, you can Skype into the show, but I would suggest you just let us know in the chat that you want to do that, and we'll work that out at some point. You can Skype in and talk live if you want. You don't even have to be on camera. I know a lot of you parapunks are afraid to be on camera, so don't feel like you have to be on camera. You can just Skype in and not have to turn your camera around, so feel free to do that. Again, anybody on Periscope, hello Periscope. If you're watching, go over to YouTube live stream right now if you want to chat, because I cannot see the chat. The screen for that is much smaller, but if you can't see around me, but there's big monitors, one to my right, one in front of me, so I can see all that chat only. I cannot see the Periscope chat. So if any questions, comments, concerns, anything, got a story, something you want to tell, especially we're doing open topic night, now's the night to do it. So get your asses over to YouTube. All right. And for anybody who's new to the show, Charles, just do me a favor. Hang in there for a few minutes. Just let me get the show started. I'm going to do some news and stuff. And then after that, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And when my co-host is back down here, he's the one that got me into psychedelic smoking. So more questions and stuff like that, he'd be able to answer anything technical or whatever. But I can tell you about my personal stuff. Fuck it. The news can wait. I'll answer your question right now, Charles. My favorite psychedelic, I was going to say is DMT. I did 2 DMT experiences, literally there's a couch over to my left, right over there, back to back. And that's what changed me. I'll be 49 in like 3 weeks. My birthday is in February. So I'll be 49 years old, and it literally took 47 years for me to ever try any kind of psychedelics. It was not something growing up in the hood. You know, you could get coke, weed, heroin, pills, whatever the fuck you wanted, but none of my friends, nobody ever knew it. I went to prep schools. I went to Catholic school. My friends have always been a fucking rainbow coalition of friends. It's never been just any particular race. So none of my friends, nobody I've ever known growing up in my life has ever been like, yo, let's do some psychedelics. Or, yo, I got mushrooms. Or, yo, you want to try mushrooms. It's just not something I ever thought about. And even weed, you see me smoking weed right now, through my line of work and stuff that I did for a long time. I own a security company, a professional bodyguard, nightclubs, traveled all the world, done tours, all kinds of shit. And the one thing, I just didn't smoke weed. I didn't do any kind of drugs, period. It's just something I didn't believe went hand in hand with my work. But of course, my dumbass drank and shit like that. The alcohol was never a fucking problem. Then after brain surgery, when I had an aneurysm that burst, that's when they had me on crazy, crazy fucking medication. Insane amounts of medication. Even at home, I was at home for months with a fucking IV in my arm. I had a PICC line that went to my heart and shit, giving me intravenous medications and antibiotics and shit for months. So I was in a really, really fucked up space, and a friend was like, yo, you just need to do some weed, man. Like, you look like shit, you look like a zombie, and started smoking weed and shit, got into that, because I smoked weed as a teenager, then quit, got back into that, but then smoking and stuff, and we really started getting heavy into the show. He explained a lot more to me about psychedelics and the effects and what they really were and stuff, and took away the Nancy Reagan, you know, don't do drugs, fears, and the shit from the 80s and early 90s when they really pushed about drugs and shit. He explained, you know, what it did for him. And then he introduced me to Willie Myco's videos. Shout out to the Trip Team family. Shout out to Willie Myco. And it just really changed my perspective on things. So I wanted to do the DMT first because it's the shorter experience. And I didn't want to be trapped in something for hours, not ever having that experience. And the DMT, man, it was so cool that the first time I did the DMT, I literally was like, yo, I knew that there was something still waiting for me there. Like, these motherfuckers, as we call them, the dudes, let me know you need to come back. So I was like, I want to go right back. So I went right back in, and that's when I really had my experience. And it just, when I say after brain surgery that marijuana opened up my brain, it didn't. it did a lot, and it still does a lot, but nothing compared to what that DMT did. And then I've had plenty of journeys on mushrooms ever since, and it just more and more. It changed my eating habits. I'm 100 pounds lighter than I was a year ago, or a little bit more than a year ago, because I stopped eating meat. There were just different things that the psychedelics told me. There were different things that the psychedelics made me deal with, including some of my own ego, some of my own issues and stuff. So DMT is definitely my favorite. I recommend anybody. I think it's a better way to start, for psychedelics, in a sense where, again, it's a shorter, 10 to 15 minute kind of effect that goes on, and you can come out of it, and then you really know what you're capable of. I think it makes you know that, yeah, I can take that next level and be able to go and do, an 8-hour trip, a long or whatever. I'm not doing LSD or anything else like that. May do ayahuasca in the right setting in the future. I had my peyote experience, but that wasn't voluntary, and I don't remember much of it, and it was interesting, but not, again, like how I see psychedelics now and how I'm able to get out of them what I want. So I hope that answered your question. I'd have to ask Smoking what it is. I know it's DMT. It could have been 5. I don't know what the difference. I'm not really well versed in that stuff. He's very well versed on psychedelics and cannabis and everything, and he could explain it better. Yeah, to Michael Adams, the colors that I saw in psychedelics are, I can't even explain some of them. Like, when I had brain surgery, one of the things that I said was, this is why the DMT2 was kind of cool, because it reminded me of my near-death experiences, which what capped off the whole ParanormalHooD shit anyways, but is that after brain surgery, the world was too bright. That the world was so bright, where most of my life, I never saw the world like that. Like, I got to see a brighter world. I got to see people in a different way, get a better understanding of energy and auras and stuff. And I know that sounds crazy to people, but this is what I've said for years, since when I had the brain surgery, what it kind of did. But the world got very bright, and I had to learn how to tone it down. I had to learn how to adjust my brain, how to adjust my eyes, how to adjust my way of thinking and stuff, to learn how to deal with what I was seeing. But the colors and the spectrums and what you see on DMT and even psychedelics is like nothing. I think that it's a universal thing. Like, when people, I've heard them talk about in like museums and stuff, they have colors that don't exist. And in my mind, I'm like, how is there a color that doesn't exist anymore, they don't use anymore, or it's very rare? But apparently there are other colors and stuff that we just don't see, or we haven't seen in a long time. So yeah, psychedelics and the DMT, again, the DMT. I sound like motherfucker. The DMT. I did the DMT. That's what I'm talking about, the DMT. Yeah, it was the shit. I'll do it again. I had a chance to do it back in October, but I was working and had a lot of people around me, so it wasn't really the situation I wanted to do it in, but it'll be back up, and I can't wait. All right, folks. I'm pretty sure you took an NMDMT. Oh, yeah. No, it's not the toe one. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the one that I've heard Mike Tyson's podcast. That's the DMT that he's done. If you guys are looking for a cool podcast to check out too, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. That shit is dope. You get it. So he is literally my favorite boxer of all time, because just watching him, what he does, who he was, and everything like that, and he just was a titan. That dude is a fucking warrior. But his podcast is awesome. Check that shit out. He talks a lot about his toad experience and stuff. But no, you're right. Thank you, Nick, for pointing that out. See, again, I don't know the differences, but I should have known the differences. I just heard a whole conversation about it. But yeah, it's brain surgery. I forget shit. What's up, Periscope? I see you guys putting up stuff on I cannot see your comments, question thing. We're live also on YouTube. Go over to the YouTube stream, and I can see everything there, and because there's a big screen in front of me that shows our YouTube chat and everything. So if you really have anything you want to say, comments or anything, please go over there, and you can do it there, and it'll be a lot more interactive. And then your questions won't go unanswered, or your comments or whatever. You were looking at rhododendron trees. Okay, yes. I don't even know what the hell a rhododendron tree. I'd have to look that up. Dude, Michael, I can't explain everything that I've seen on psychedelics. Some of it, a lot of it makes sense, but especially DMT, because the DMT in the beginning was these flashes, and I don't know if you'd want to call them hieroglyphics. They were nothing that my eye could see and understand, but they were things that were shown to me, and then it was the first experience. was they showed me things, and then I kept asking questions. At first, I felt like I was dead because I just does not feel like I was breathing. So I'm like, is this death? And they're laughing. I just hear this laughter and shit. Like my questions were being answered, but not like something was standing in front of me talking to me. But I knew that my questions, I had my concerns. I was comforted. I was let know everything that was cool. And then I saw that fucking, it was like a blue light. And it went down an Einstein-Rosen bridge, I think is the way you would explain it. Like a vortex, probably to whatever dimension or whatever place that these fucking, as we call them, the dudes are at. And that's why I knew I had to be, which is, again, why I went back for the second time. And the second time was a lot more explanatory to me. I don't know if I'm saying the word right or if I'm using the right word. But things were much easier as far as the information, how things flowed, how I was, where I was, what I was seeing. The second time definitely was the breakthrough, and that's when I saw the beings and shit. And I didn't see green men, I didn't see round-eyed grays, I didn't see Anunnaki, I didn't see Nephilim, whatever you want to call them. I didn't see blue avians or Biavians. I saw a flow of creatures that didn't have any kind of, they had shape to them, but that was all you could see because the kinds that they were different. But they were tall, short, all kinds of different things. So in my mind, I believe that the whole alien thing for me right now is really, really hard to me to believe that aliens have been here. We're going to talk about that stuff later, so I don't want to get too much into it. But there's something out there, and the DMT definitely shows me that. And psychedelics too, I get cold. I don't know anybody else, but I get cold as fuck. And that's like, I know that I'm leaving this shell and then I'm out in space. Like, I feel like I'm traveling and seeing things and going to places, just like I do in my dreams and stuff. But again, I liken it a lot to my near-death experience because it's the closest thing that I've had since then, since I actually literally died when my brain exploded. I had an aneurysm that burst and I died and came back. But the experience I had during that period, that time period, is exactly the same as I was described the DMT experience and even some of the experiences I've had on psychedelics. So DMT is what I recommend. I know it's hard for people to come by and stuff. Mushrooms, always cool. And I have no problems with them. I haven't gone into anything else yet, but like I said, ayahuasca, maybe peyote again, so I can really have the peyote experience properly. But there's just maybe the toad and shit like that. But anything like manufactured by men, like LSD and all that type of stuff, is just something I'm not really interested in. I've never done ecstasy. I got roofied once on my 35th birthday, which I don't remember. Well, I remember some of it up to a point. I remember just taking my shirt off and yelling in the middle of the club on stage, grab the DJ's mic, like, "We're going streaking, everyone!" And then there's like the hangover type of shit, like flashes and shit that happened throughout the night. But I still to this day don't even know what the fuck happened the other half of that night. I just woke up the next day and it's kind of funny as shit. You've seen elves on mushrooms? They probably can summon different type of creatures, aliens, who knows. But I don't know. On mushrooms, I haven't really seen elves. I haven't seen that type of stuff. I've seen more of things that I needed to deal with. But I've also, like, just the world just morphs. I had a really cool experience in mushrooms. We did a journey together, but I actually came in here and sat in here by myself. And it was the first time I'd ever kind of tripped isolated from everybody. And it was kind of interesting because this room just, you could see some of it behind you. And maybe later when Smokey's done, we'll give you more of a view. I'll take a video and post it later on social media. But this room just became like, it was almost like I was back in a fucking nightclub and all kinds of shit. And now see, when you talk about elves, something was sitting to the left of me, but I don't know what it was. It could have been a guide, could have been whatever, but I never got when I would turn my head, I couldn't physically see it with my eyes, but I knew something was there because off the corner of my eye, on my peripheral, when I would turn my head, I knew something was there. So it didn't want to reveal itself to me, but we had a great conversation. But yes, psychedelics. Da-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving them. Not McDonald's, but psychedelics. All right, I'm going to jump into the news because as we normally do, and we have, still after I do the news and we take a quick break, we'll have plenty of time to talk. I'll be able to look down more and Smoking will be down here and answer these questions and talk back and forth to you guys. What's up, Raphael, Nick, Michael Adams, Charles, JD? They're saying hi to everybody in the chat. Periscope, again, folks who are watching what we're talking about to do the news, but go over to YouTube if you guys want to chat. I can see the YouTube chat. I cannot see the Periscope chat. Unfortunately, it's not hooked up to our monitors yet. It will be at some point. But so if you want to chat, have questions, comments, whatever, YouTube is the place to go over to. Okay? All right. I hear footsteps, but it's okay. I'll do the introduction anyway. So, for anybody who's new to the show, if you ever watched this show, let me explain to you how things go. We spend a lot of time down here in the God of Knowledge studio doing research, spending time watching videos on YouTube or just basically on the internet, reading books, newspapers, whatever place we can look and find that weird, that strange, that odd, that different, that not necessarily mainstream news. Now that news could be about something here on Earth, and yeah, I said Earth, motherfuckers, ERF, that's how I want to say it, okay? Or maybe it's up to the moon, which is right behind me, where I say Michael Jackson's alive. He's about to do his show in a little while. He does a live show every night. I hope I get to see it. I never got to see him live here. Or maybe it's up to Mars, the supposed red planet. Or maybe it's somewhere beyond, someplace we haven't been yet. Something we haven't seen. Something that's out there that's making the news. But if it's out there and it's paranormal in nature and we can find it, we bring it to you on this segment of the show we simply call Smoking's Paranormal News. What's up, Smokey? Sorry, I can start with a good story anyways. You guys ready to laugh?
You hear him? Listen.
Oh, he's saying his ABCs.
It's like the third time in a row he's done it.
All right, folks, I'm going to get the news started. I got some cool stuff. Give me a second as this thing loads. Any of you baseball fans? I'm a baseball fan. Shout out to the World Series champions, Red Sox. Jose Canseco makes bizarre claims about aliens and time travel. Retired professional baseball player Jose Canseco had his Twitter followers scratching their heads on Wednesday when he made some truly bizarre claims about aliens and time travel.
You're an idiot.
The weirdness began when he, seemingly out of the blue, declared that we are in communication with aliens with a very flexible body composition called the AI-51.
Epic fail.
Although he offered no explanation for how he knew such a thing, the strange statement was only the start of Canseco's purported revelations. He went on to explain that aliens have been trying to teach us how to time travel, but first we have to change our body composition, which we are not willing to do.
You are one pathetic loser.
Suggesting that he had somehow become privy to clandestine scientific experiments involving this exotic technology, the former Oakland A's, the former Oakland 651 pounds of pressure on a human skeletal structure, and that the process can only be accomplished if you detach the brain from the body and equalize the pressure. He ultimately wrapped up his Twitter rant by musing that our science is totally irrelevant to aliens. With that in mind, hopefully his absence from Twitter over the last 24 hours has been on his own accord and not at the hands of the powers that be, desperate to ensure that the truth about aliens stay hidden from humanity.
Oh, come on!
Hey, Jose, if you're going to say some shit like that and go silent.
I gotta say, it's a really lovely
Sounds
story,
great.
Jose. I'd love to fucking see your evidence.
Yeah.
I just love that, you know, you talking all this, tossing this word salad up in the air, throwing it out there.
Because I can get my brain to detach to my body.
Where
do
is
some psychedelics.
your evidence? That's all.
It takes 42,651 pounds of pressure to time travel.
Cool, let me see you do it.
Maybe he has. Maybe maybe he has no brains.
Well, let me see him do it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Maybe he's an athlete. I mean, a fucking alien. He's an athlete. Maybe he's an alien. I'm telling you, my favorite episode of X-Files, The Unnatural. If you've never seen it, go look it up. If you're an X-Files fan, watch the Unnatural. So I believe that shit in sports. If there were aliens, that's what they are. Sam Cassell. Look up Sam Cassell while you're at it. I'm sorry, I know I've been picking on that dude for years, but way before all this paranormal shit, before the brains, before I even thought about all this shit, that's the first time I ever seen a human being sitting behind me in a fucking club in a VIP, and I look at this dude and say to all my friends on dogs, like, yo, that motherfucker right there, that's a fucking alien. Okay? Sam Cassell, just look that motherfucker up. Alien. Okay.
sure you get that a lot with Bigfoot, huh?
What?
People are like, that motherfucker right there is Bigfoot.
Okay.
Turn around and fucking, they're like, holy shit, that's
Okay.
fucking Bigfoot.
I will say, I wear a size 15. Okay, that's cool. But have you ever seen Shaq sneaker and was on display at I think it was the Reebok store, one of them stores, a Nike store, whatever, on Newberry Street. They had Shaq's fucking shoe on display. Okay,
Just saying.
then that's a motherfucking Bigfoot. I'm not a Bigfoot.
It could be a Bigfoot too.
I'm a baby
just saying.
Bigfoot. I'm a smaller Bigfoot. I'm Bigfoot by stature, but I got the small Bigfoot feet. Like, oh, some of you motherfuckers be
Just-
like 6 foot fucking 10 and have a size 9 shoe.
That's my point is, just because he looks like an alien doesn't mean he is an alien. Just because you look like Bigfoot,
I don't look like Bigfoot.
Doesn't mean
I don't look like Bigfoot. They call me Bigfoot because I have 2 feet that are 2 different size. But
So maybe Sam Cassell's like, I don't look like a fucking alien.
well, he can tell me that. Anybody knows Sam Cassell? Tell that motherfucker to come on the show, and he can tell me he's not an alien. It's cool. I'm just telling you, I know what I thought back then. It was just, I didn't think shit like, it wasn't, my brain wasn't even wired like that back then. Like, I was really into sci-fi and all this shit, but it wasn't like I walking around and going like, yeah, that's alien, that's alien. I'm just telling you, one night sitting in that motherfucking club, I look back to this
People
motherfucking
walking
alien.
around and they look at you and they might not be wired for Bigfoot. And might look at you and be like, oh shit, that's fucking Bigfoot.
Hey, ever since my people keep telling me my energy is different, my aura is different, you don't seem right. Like, you seem like you're from a different place. So, hey, maybe they're right. Bum, bum, bum. And maybe I'm right. Bum, bum, bum.
You are a huge nerd.
All right. Got any news over there?
Of course. All right. Ghost throws record at Old Eloise Hospital, Psychiatric Hospital in Westland, Michigan. Ghost hunters have uncovered more evidence at the Old Eloise Psychiatric Hospital in Westland, Michigan. Detroit Paranormal Expeditions has been conducting investigations at the old hospital for several months as the main building on the property is set to be, change hands. DPX released a few new pieces of evidence in October. The group hosted public tours of the K-Beard building around Halloween last year. This week's DPX released video of what they say is a record being thrown inside the hospital. On the third floor of the psychiatric hospital, psychic medium Brandy Marie and guest paranormal investigators feel the presence of a spirit just down the hall from them while conducting a geobox session. Uh-oh! Seconds later, a vinyl record that was sitting on top of a filing cabinet shoots off and slams on the floor hard enough to break it, which requires a significant amount of force. Despite efforts to debunk it, neither Brandy nor the investigators could replicate or explain the occurrence. The hospital began as the Wayne County Poorhouse, which opened in 1839 and is now a defunct Nanick Township. In the now defunct Nanick Township. After the Great Depression, the population of the complex started to decrease as reports of violence, questionable conditions, misconduct, and overall neglect surfaced. Farm operations ceased in 1958, and the psychiatric division began to close in 1977 when the state took over. The main hospital closed in 1984. Visitors have reported odd occurrences on the hospital grounds for years after it was closed.
See, the only problem with that, this shit's been there so long and people own them shits, they could just take time. It's like the fucking Scooby Mysteries when they found all the wires and everything else and shit. You kind of have to just want to go through and just make sure nothing's holding shit, cut shit, make sure shit's proper. Yeah, it just fell out too. It's not hitting too well. I got a story. You done with that one? I don't know. Anything's possible. Again, we're paranormal investigators. We're trying to do the same thing, trying to find evidence. So, who knows? You guys ready to laugh? Massive snow bear spawns odd mystery. A rather strange mystery has emerged in Montreal, and it centers around the belly button of a massive bear drawn in the snow. The curious creation was reportedly first spotted on Wednesday morning atop a frozen over canal in the city and was presumably made at some point during the night. Appreciation for the adorable design, however, soon gave way to a nagging question that nobody can seem to answer. How did the person or people behind the bear make its belly button? According to a reporter with the CBC, the odd detail in question is located a whopping 6 foot at least from either side of the bear's body, coupled with the icy conditions of the canal. This seems to preclude the possibility that someone jumped to the center of the creation and then back to the side again, since it stands to reason that such a leap would most likely lead to the person slipping quite a bit upon landing, and there's no indication that anything like that occurred. With that explanation appearing to be eliminated, the number of other suggestions have been offered for how the belly button was made. Chiefly among the alternative theories is that the bear's creator used snowballs or stones to make the belly button, but this has also been largely dismissed due to how precisely placed the 4 indentations are in the snow. Others have argued that the artist could have used a hockey stick or some kind of pole with an attachment on it to create the puzzling detail in the design. And perhaps the most intriguing idea put forward by observers is that the navel in the snow existed before the drawing was created, and in fact inspired someone to build the bear around the belly button. Alas, unless the artist reveals themselves and offers an explanation, we may never know how exactly their work was done. Do you have a theory on this weird mystery? What's up, B? I see you. I'm just talking, so I haven't seen it. I'll get to the chat after we do the news and stuff. I don't know. You guys can check this. Go online, look it up. I mean, they could have used a drone to do that shit. There's all this kind of fucking drone technology and shit nowadays. Anything is possible. I don't think aliens saw a fucking bear drawing the snow and said, let's park our fucking 4 vehicles right here, make it a belly button. They didn't finish the drawing. Us aliens gonna finish it for them. I don't think that happened. Okay? All right. Give me a second. Look up another story. Fix this blunt. Alright. Just waiting for the story to load. It hasn't even fucking loaded yet. If you got one, you can jump in first. This thing isn't loaded.
Alright, let's see here. Mystery over a pill-shaped UFO spotted pulsing in broad daylight. Yep. Let's see here.
They're here.
The unexplained object was caught on camera in broad daylight hovering over the skies in North Carolina. The footage has been uploaded to YouTube and has already drawn over 8,000 views. That's not a lot. I don't even know why we're talking about this. But anyway, it's an interesting video. When I got inside and checked the footage, I was blown away by what I saw, wrote YouTuber Space Brett in the description of the video. I have no idea what this object is. It is pill-shaped with bullet-headed ends. This is in rural North Carolina, just outside of Greensboro. Enjoy the video and let me know if you have any idea what this object is. Plenty of commenters have weighed in on the video, with one saying that they had seen a similar object in the skies before. I live close to Greensboro. I have seen this flash at night over the past year now. I have taken a few photos and barely caught it on video once, wrote in a user, Skyhound. The video was also picked up and discussed on the prominent UFO sighting blog devoted to all things extraterrestrial. When an eyewitness uses the best of the best camera lenses, Leica, I sure as hell take that evidence seriously. Wrote UFO expert Scott C. Ward on the blog, describing the craft as a pill-shaped object that was pulsing in the sky. UFOs often fly towards any other flying object in the vicinity in order to scan the latest human tech, he wrote. Yeah, because he knows all this. The aliens told him. That's what they said. We're here and we're just scanning all your new tech and everything. If it looks new, we come by, we just fly right towards it and we scan it. He's got all the insider info. He's the man.
He's got all the aliens.
Because each high-tech craft made by humans is one step closer to making light-speed craft and flying across the universe, and they don't want to miss that historic moment in human evolution. Nope, they don't want to miss it, but they don't want us to know that they're here. And well, some may be tempted to write the object off as in the distance as a plane. Space Brett finishes the video by zooming in on a jetliner to show the difference. We're not sure what the object in the video is. If you have any idea, feel free to drop it in the comments below.
Anything's possible.
Silence, Earthling!
With Scott C. Warren, though, you never know. Waring, however the fuck you say his name. That dude's got a million fucking... Let's see.
Alright, I'll get that video right now. Alright, let's see here. Up next, we got... Google Map users spot something terrifying on a deserted Russian beach. The screenshot shows a deserted beach covered in umbrellas, but one detail is very odd when you look a bit closer. Google Maps Street View users have spotted something very strange on a deserted beach. The chilling sight seems completely normal at first, but when you look closer, things get a bit weird. A snapshot shows a woman playing on the beach with two children. The woman and a little girl who is wearing a red dress are playing by the water with the little boy sitting further back on the sand. While it seems to be just a nice family day out, if you look closely, the figures aren't solid and appear transparent. Shots from nearby show a beach covered in umbrellas, but there is nobody else in sight. There is also a large building, but it appears to be boarded up and derelict. While some might suggest the figures are ghosts, it's likely that the strange images has just been caused by a technical issue. It's not the first spooky sighting this week, as a couple believe they spotted a ghost in the background of a photo they took during a day out at a haunted castle. Helen Wakeman, 43, and Don Dargan, 33, were flicking back through pictures from their trip to Dudley Castle, West Mids, when they saw what they think is the ghost of a monk standing just meters behind them. The couple who live in Birmingham are keen ghost hunters and were on a haunted walk at the time, but didn't spot the monk when they were there. Helen said, "We were the first couple to walk up the steps, so there was no one in front of us. The tour guide told us that the monk from the nearby priory would have walked up the steps toward the castle for prayers and lessons, and the shape looked similar to a habit. We were very freaked out," they said. And that's it.
Okay.
You are a huge nerd.
Maybe.
Ghost news. You know.
Anything's possible.
You got one over there?
Yeah, just my phone was acting up. Let's see if I can get it up now. Come on. It's loading. Come on. Let's go. Let's do this. Here we go. Out of all the people who have claimed to see Bigfoot, one Michigan woman puts them all to shame. For Robin Lynn Pfeiffer, Bigfoot sightings became an everyday occurrence after a family of them made their home in the woods behind her house.
You're an idiot.
While there are all types of Bigfoot legends around the world, the elusive cryptid reputation in Michigan is not well established, especially when compared to the Pacific Northwest and other parts of the U.S. Who is the mother of Bigfoots? Lynn Pfeiffer is a regular woman who allegedly attracts hairy, mysterious creatures. The ones evading most people's line of sight. What the Like ranch owner Beset by aliens in Arizona, Lynn Pfeiffer is more than willing to share her story with the world, setting the record straight on Bigfoot behavior and earning a complicated relationship with the greater Bigfoot community. What? Okay, this story, I'm sorry, this is how this shit is written. Whoever wrote this shit's a fucking idiot. Hold on.
You're an idiot.
Stop the presses. When strolling through the woods, Bigfoots secretly crave a simple breakfast. When the Bigfoots moved onto her property in 2009, Lynn Pfeiffer started feeding them different foods and discovered their love for blueberry bagels. When discussing their feeding schedule with Discovery News in 2011, she said, "They get fish every day, a bucket of fruit, a bucket of dried dog food. Their favorite thing is blueberry bagels, and to assure her neighbors she's not doing anything weird with the baked goods, she buys the bagels at different stores in her area." According to Lynn Pfeiffer, when the Bigfoots aren't chomping on blueberry bagels and dry dog food, they're goofing around and pulling pranks. She said they like to poke around in her home's crawl space, knock on walls, and braid her pony's hair.
Epic fail.
As if that weren't cute enough, she said they also build little stick structures out in the woods.
You are one pathetic loser.
You would think if a family of Bigfoots moved onto your property, the first thing you do is take a photo of your new neighbors. Lynn Pfeiffer has reportedly tried to take their picture, but the wily Bigfoots always outwit her. They're playing picture tag. When she would set up automatic cameras around the forest, the Bigfoots would turn them upside down, despite not having taken any photos. She has made plaster casts of their feet. True to their name, Bigfoot footprints she found measures 18.5 inches long. That's 3.5 inches longer than my foot size, damn it.
So you're just a small Bigfoot.
Lynn Pfeiffer has taken her findings to Russia to discuss her story with other Bigfoot believers. She attended a gathering in in the Kemerovo region, where she met Igor Bustev, a researcher in the Russian cryptozoology world. Bustev believes he's found evidence of Yeti-like creature in Russia. After hearing Lynn Pfeiffer's story, he visited her in Michigan. Though he didn't see any Bigfoot while he was at her home, he still believes her 100% based on the evidence she collected. Due to difficulties in tracking down the creatures, it's challenging to know the specifics of Bigfoot behavior. Experts aren't sure how they migrate. Some paranormal researchers hypothesize the cryptids might travel via interdimensional wormholes. It comes from the water. Bigfoot comes from water. I'm telling you, goes down the water, come back up, bam, Bigfoot's out, okay? However, the Bigfoots moved around. Lynn Pfeiffer claims they mysteriously showed up and made themselves at home shortly after she and her family moved to the property in 2009. If you're judging a Bigfoot's appearance based on a single video or a hairy ape man trudging through woods, then you might not have considered not all Bigfoots look similar. According to Lynn Pfeiffer, some Bigfoots are short, others are tall, and they all have different colors of fur. Don't tell Smoking that, because then he's going to say I'm a Bigfoot with a smaller foot. She claims the Bigfoots on her land differentiate in sizes by as much as 3 feet. The shortest is close to 6 feet tall, while the tallest is nearly 9 feet. She told Discovery News the biggest ones I've sat and looked at for 15 minutes were 9.5 feet tall. The large male is all black, others are beige and white. Others in cryptozoology world are skeptical of her claims. Lauren Coleman of the International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland says his biggest beef with Lynn Pfeiffer and every other so-called Bigfoot eyewitness is their lack of photographic evidence, Coleman said. All the Bigfoot contactees, for some reason, they never take photographs. There's a lot of interest in finding these things, but we have to look at the credibility of the people feeding us the stories. I'm always careful of two kinds of people, the debunkers who have no interest and the true believers who will not bring any critical thinking. They really believe they are having these experiences. I don't know if it's hallucinations or a psychological state. The greater Bigfoot community has criticized Lynn Pfeiffer's story due to lack of hard evidence beyond plaster footprints and anecdotal evidence. At a 2011 Russian Yeti symposium, Dr. Jeff Muldrum, a professor of anatomy and anthropology, dismissed Lynn Pfeiffer for not providing evidence, saying there's no substance to any of her claims. If there were 10 to 12 around her home, she should be opening a museum with all the artifacts. One of his colleagues
She'd fucking have fucking more than footprints and shit. Fucking, she'd be able to make a fucking entire fucking wardrobe out of the fur that would be all over if she's got 10 to 12 of them around her fucking house.
She should be opening a museum with all the artifacts. One of his colleagues believe it's likely Lynn Pfeiffer's children are playing pranks on her. There are stories of Bigfoots all over the world, so it's possible there's a family of Bigfoots living in Michigan. In fact, the Upper Peninsula Bigfoot Sasquatch Research, there's so many fucking organizations, research organization, has based their existence on trying to find a cryptid living in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. In 2016, the organization claimed there was a possible Bigfoot sighting on an Eagle's Nest camera in Balloon, Michigan, which is about 100 miles away from Lynn Pfeiffer's Newaygo County home. Iowa State University professor of anatomy and anthropology, Dr. Jeff Muldrum, is a Yeti investigator who has traveled the world searching for cryptid. But he doubts Lynn Pfeiffer's evidence is real. There's no substance to any of her claims, he said in an interview with Discovery News. Okay, why are they repeating themselves? Okay, for some reason, sorry, the story totally repeated itself. According to a 2013 report in Texas Monthly, Lynn Pfeiffer emerged not only as the Bigfoot insider who provided DNA samples to DNA diagnostics, but it turned out she was also the press agent. With this all a big publicity stunt for the firm, headed by Lynn Pfeiffer? Lynn Pfeiffer maintains her integrity, but the naysayers such as Stephen Novella of Neurological Blog remain steadfast. The bottom line is this. Human DNA plus some anomalies or unknown does not equal an impossible human-ape hybrid. It equals human DNA plus some anomalies. Another publication positioned, we don't know who the team of scientists is. Melba has been silent. The collected data is suspect. The analysis is suspect. The conclusions are suspect. Everything is suspect because there's no data for anyone else to examine. That's it. Come on, listen. First of all, I'm going to give her an award. Sorry, Periscope, you don't get to hear the cool drops and stuff. If you go over to YouTube, you can hear all this shit. Go to YouTube. I see you guys in chat. I can't answer your chat questions. But again, so you can put cameras everywhere, and Bigfoots are so smart. They all, what, are they fucking climbing to the top of the trees and swinging for the trees like monkeys, and then they go down and turn the cameras around and fuck with the cameras?
Said they crawl around in a crawl space?
And
these fucking big, huge Bigfoots are crawling around in a crawl space?
She said that there's some as small as 6 feet, though. So there's some 6 foot, it must be a big crawl space then, too. Yeah, okay. Anyways, but yeah, let's give her a double fucking award.
She has no evidence except some fucking generic ass plastic casts.
Yeah,
no pictures, nothing.
Nothing. Bigfoot left his footprints.
No, not even a fucking tape recording, and then fucking saying, fucking blueberry bagel.
I want to. We'll take a break in a minute. I want to read one more story if this thing will load. Let's see. Bizarre chase to high-security Nevada nuclear test site ends in deadly shooting. The historic site served as the cradle of live nuclear testing during the Cold War and continues to be a key component of America's nuclear deterrent. Long known as the Nevada Test Site and now called the Nevada National Security Site, that says a lot, the sprawling landmass deep in the southern Nevada occurred in July 28, 2019. At 5:18 p.m. local time, a man drove to the security checkpoint at Mercury, which is located roughly 70 miles north of Las Vegas. The Austin enclave of U.S. Route 95 has long acted the base camp for the test site's operations. There's words missing here. A car chase ensued with the notoriously territorial private contractors that guard the massive installation and Nye County Sheriff deputies pursuing the rogue vehicle. The chase went on for roughly 8 miles before the car pulled over. A man got out of his car with some type of metallic cylindrical object in his hand and confronted his pursuers. He would not respond to verbal commands and was shot dead by both security personnel and law enforcement officers as a result. An official statement from the Department of Energy, whose National Nuclear Security Administration runs the site, says they have contacted the FBI to help investigate the strange incident. The facility, which encompasses nearly 1,400 square miles and is surrounded by the Air Force's Nevada Test and Training Range, includes a nuclear weapons assembly plant, experimental flight test facility, and large explosive testing areas, among many other sensitive sites, and is notorious for its extreme security. The Nevada Test Site draws a lot of public interest, mainly due to its controversial history of atmospheric nuclear testing and the development and sustainment of America's nuclear deterrent. But its neighbor to the east, Area 51, is far better known for having its perimeters fenced and main gate areas visited by tourists, adventurers, nutjobs, and pretty much everything else in between. Tours of the Nevada test site's historic areas are given to the public on a number of times throughout the year, but they occur under very tight security conditions. I think Hakeem may have just been here because he was somewhere where he was showing that they had tested nuclear stuff and it turned the sanded glass. He was showing the glass particles and shit. It may have actually been here. So far, we have no information on what this man's motive may have been or his level of sobriety, but suffice it to say that such events are rare out at the remote locale. So, maybe he thought he was going to go get to Area 51 by going through that way? I don't know. Can you bring the chat up on that thing, too? Because that thing is blocking it. So,
what?
On that. You can't see it on either screen.
I can see it.
So, I don't know, folks. Now I couldn't see it. Oh, that's what it is. You can see it on there. I couldn't see it up there. I don't know. What do you think? But all right. It's almost 9 o'clock. We're going to take a break, play a little bit of music, give them a chance to roll some blunts. You guys go hit the head, grab a snack, a sandwich, something to drink, whatever you need to do, and don't go too far. We're going to keep this show kicking. We're going to come back. It's open topic night. We're going to be talking about some of the new shit, some of the stuff we've talked about recently and stuff, too, because I've gotten some feedback from people and stuff. So I want to address some of the feedback. And, of course, whatever you want to talk about. Don't go too far. It's Paranormal Hood, folks. We'll be back. Folks on Periscope, we're going to end you right now because we're going to take a break. But if you guys want to continue to watch the show, when you watch this replay, we'll still be live till 11 p.m. EST. So go over to YouTube. We'll be live. You can chat there because I couldn't see anything you guys are saying. Anything you have to say, I'm sorry. I apologize. But we'll be back, okay? It's Paranormal Hood. Woohoo!
You hit those mics?
I haven't turned music on yet.
Diving in, I'm off the high board. Man, I'm off the Richter like I sniffed a Fisher. How I tip the scale, shit we do be superhuman, probably cyborg. I've been around you cannot fathom and you need to dive more. When a sexual being, you already need to die more. Times couple more, times couple more. 14 times knocking at the front door. Then the monsters open, take me into they home. Pull from underneath the bed, shine me up on my chrome. Like I'm jeweled up in a lotus on my pavilion, Shamalama Kushnama, let's be ready. Shamalama Kushna, you're not ready. Fuck a master teacher, fuck debates and shit. Might as well be preaching, might as well be collecting plates and shit. I ride the highway of information, literally. Mushrooms and Kundalini, DMT, I feel my chi. Rising to the top, I be like Satna, I'm my fucking G. Guru, 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 Naga watch me notch my stature up. Guru, 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 watch a Naga level up. Kung Fu.
I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side. Water fountains, I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side with water fountains.
Got you burning like a speeding star. Hit them high, hit them low, I make them raise the bar. Use a chicken, no limbo, see how much I break my back. But it's cool, I made a gold, I get the pot, fuck the bag. I'm just floating on this rug, smoking bud, doing match. How I'm floating on this rug, full of fungus cause it's magic. When you beat me, give a hug, show me love, man, that's family.
I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly top of this mountain, to get to the other side with water fountains. I think I'm out my mind, 'cause I'm about to fly to the top of this mountain, to get to the other side with water fountains.
I think we found a secret. Are we about to share it though? I know we about to mix it. We some chemists, get it in like a petri dish. I'm on like a nose in a winter, and I'm about to meditate on the race that we winning. On like a nose in a winter, and I'm about to meditate on the race that we winning. They try to make it illegal to spit or to speed it up. People, so I yell it out loud to try and wake all you sheep pulls up that dark gray matter, encrusted in all this melanin. I'm trying to bring it to the light. I'm trying to let that spirit in. So
please, please play my beat again. Every time I play it's off the hill again. Please, please play my beat again. Every time I play it's off the hill again. Please, please play my beat again. Every time I play it's off the hill again. I start the hill again.
I wrote this whole song on acid, and I bet you it's about to be a classic. Man, I shine my life so fantastic. Man, I'm all skin just like magic. Man, I'm all skin glitter like gold. I recommend you shine more light to illuminate them paths you choose to. Travel down, travel down, travel down, travel down, travel down, travel down. Recommend you shine more light to illuminate them paths you choose to. Travel down, 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 travel down.
Please, please play my beat again. Every time I play it's off the hill again. Please, please play my beat again. Every time I play it's off the hill again. Please, please play my beat again. Every time I play it's off the hill again. I start the hill again.
Riding with me, I'ma show you how to whip that thing round the Astro rounds. And I'm privately sipping fungal tea that I made out of 11 grams. I got a half a sheet that I'm passing around. I did a half a sheet. Like, where's the ground? Wait, hold up, I think I'm tripping now. I gotta go ahead and hold a gold cup. I drink a gold drink. I don't worry much, I don't worry at all. Got a gang of stones, I'ma wear them all. I'm solar plexus, I'm stackle energy. Charge me up, I'm a cheap ball. 2 P's, I'm a big dog. Shine a light, cause I am the dog. That boy laughing up, motherfucker. Yoni tickle like a feather dust. I make the yoni sprinkle like the weather bad. I seen a UFO, they call it weather bag. But who knows that I know that we don't play no games. And I ran where the monsters at. I've been lost, I got no brains.
What do you believe? I know that I am everything. You should know that. You and I are we. You should know that. All the eyes can read. What do you believe? I know that I am everything. You should know that. You and I are we. You should know that. All the eyes can read.
Let me get it back, let me run it back, let me make it right, here's another chance. Let me get it back, let me run it back, let me make it right, here's another life. I came back to back to back to back again, doing the same things over till my soul took over for the final ride. Eyes roll to the back for the final fight. Been the dark to the light, I'm a guru. Turn the day and the night, I'm a magi. Everything I manifest come true. Sipping tea, kick back like kung fu. Been a long life, man, been a wild ride. To finally get to the point where I realize.
They heard you down for the cause we heard you. We heard you down for the cause we heard you. They recruiting in the Astro. We recruiting in the Astro. What do you believe? I know that I am everything. You should know that. You and I are we. You should know that. All the eyes can read. What do you believe? I know that I am everything. You should know that. You and I are we. You should know that. All the eyes can read. They heard you down for the cause. We heard you down for the cause. They recruiting in the Astro. We recruiting in the Astro. They heard you down for the cause. We heard you down.
That I am more than a man, more than this consciousness shit, more than this music and shit, more than that, more than that.
What do you believe? I know that I am everything. I think you should know that. You and I are we. You should know that. All the eyes can read. What do you believe? I know that I am everything. I think you should know that. You and I are we. it down for the cause. We hush it down for the cause. They recruiting in the Astro.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a look at my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really tryna ride, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasting color, seeing sound with a crystal eye. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots to this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really tryna ride, step into the I gotta hold on to this feeling. I be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Show 'em what's really good, the feeling is understood. We don't just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone, if you not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood.
Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you step down, we got something for you. Open up the door, you could be immortal. If you really want to ride, step into the portal. It's our theme music. Every good hero should have some.
This is Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge, and you're listening to Paranormal Hood Live Radio. They are the paranormal voice of the hood.
Hi, this is Jace, and you're listening to my favorite radio show, Paranormal Hood Live.
Ha 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 ha.
They're here.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Have you found that spot? That comfortable place? Are you ready for this thing that we simply call Paranormal Hood Live? So take a journey on us to our hood tonight as we take you all over the paranormal universe. Unfortunately, Pascal, y'all don't get to hear all this cool stuff I get to play on my iPad.
And Instagram.
Yeah, sorry.
If you want to hear all that, go over to YouTube.
What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome back to Paranormal Hood Live. We're live and direct in the College of Nardin Studios. I am your host, Jiggy.
I'm Smoking.
What's up to everybody on YouTube, Periscope, Instagram Live? If you folks want to chat, you have to go to our YouTube stream. It's the only place where we can see all the chat. There you can say whatever you want to say, be a part of the show. Maybe have some comments about what we're going to be talking about tonight, because we're going to be talking all things paranormal. It's open topic night. Why is it open topic night? There's some things that need to be talked about. Past, 2 or 3 weeks, we've had topics. And we've gone hard. We've gone in. And some of the feedback I've got is people like, whoa, like, pump your brakes. Like, whoa, chill out, switch, hold up. Are you guys like just non-believers anymore? Are you just strictly debunkers?
No.
One, let me tell you the most obvious thing about paranormal investigating. The best thing you could ever do as an investigator is be your own debunker. Because by the time you bring all this stuff to people, at least you've tried to whittle it down to something that could possibly be some tangible evidence for something that possibly may exist. So it's not that we're debunkers. We don't set out to try to just be like, everything's bullshit, everything is this, that. We haven't. It's not our angle. It's not where we're coming from. Where we're coming from is that shit has to be properly investigated, or you're not any kind of investigator. If you're a scientist and you're not continue trying to do science and learn and, you know, maybe prove yourself wrong or prove the next thing, you're not really a fucking scientist. If you're a doctor, you're not trying to save someone's life and you're not doing your job. Well, we know that there's some bullshit and all, but there's some great doctors out there too who have saved my life. So they're not doing their job. So as investigators, if we're not trying to debunk this stuff, you have to realize that with the internet age, with all the information that is out here, and I said this when we did the UFO topic, that we don't bullshit. Like, if you understand how many hours we have put in looking at UFO videos and fucking pictures and all the fucking circles and squares and
fucking
filters
videos and fucking how many videos,
ghosts,
anything,
conspiracy theories, all this shit. That's why when we talk about Scott C. Waring, the reason why is because we've seen so much shit from this dude. Some of it is great. Some of it can't be explained, whether it's a UFO or supposed to be a structure on the plane. It's a possibility. But this dude somehow seems to find everything and have a million fucking things. And then out of all the great work he seems to do, it's like, well, wait a minute, I haven't put anything in a while. Let me throw up some bullshit so I can get some likes and hits. That's my fucking problem with that. That's not investigating. See, he's not even... But again, some of the stuff, I've even commented on this stuff. I live in the city of Boston. Born and raised in the city of Boston, okay? Worked clubs, concerts, everything in that city, all over that fucking city at hundreds, if not thousands of venues over the 25 plus years that I've done security. One of the things that I have constantly saw, and if you've ever gone out and you ever see, you know what nightlight look like? Those big bright spotlights they use for like openings, and like they have them at all the fucking Academy Awards and everything, so that everybody knows there's a big shadoo going on, there's something big going on, let's have fucking spotlights. Well, one of the variations of spotlights they use is 2s and 2s, sometimes 4, sometimes 6, sometimes 8, but they like to make these patterns in the sky and they come together where you see 4 fucking lights. Now, somebody's going to try to explain to me that they put up a fucking video of this exact thing, but it's not a video, it's a fucking still shot. Now, one, if you saw something in the sky that you assume was a UFO, these 4 bright lights, wouldn't you want to, one, maybe take a video? Wouldn't you want to do more than just take a picture? This is what I'm saying, that you look at something like that. I knew exactly what it was. I pointed out exactly what it was. Nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. Cool. But my point is that you're not, as an investigator, doing yourself any service. You're damn sure not doing your listening audience, your viewing audience, your whatever audience you have, any justice by half-assing shit and just yesing everything. For a long time, I was a firm, you know, once you go down this rabbit hole, it's called the paranormal. You get deep in this shit and you get lost in this shit because, again, there's so much information that you start thinking about a lot of the shit that you hear and see, and you're like, oh, this is cool. All right, this sounds great. This sounds great. This sounds great. Until you, what? Do your own fucking research. And then you come to find that so much of this shit is just made up bullshit, and this is the problem. We're trying to find what's real, just like any real investigator would want to do. You want to read through trash to find treasure. That's all we are trying to do, is find some real shit in all this that validates whatever. For me, ghosts, the experiences I had, dying, what the fuck I may possibly be, what the fuck may happen, all that type of shit is within the realm of the paranormal research that we do and that most people are supposed to be doing. That is that we didn't just come to all of a sudden, no, we're just debunkers now, fuck everybody. We don't believe shit. Not our stance whatsoever. Our point has always been that we just want to research. In all these videos we've watched, we watch videos where people are like urban explorers and shit, everything. And motherfuckers will see some and run from some shit and stuff like that. Like the dude that was the urban explorer in his first paranormal investigate. You're running from the shit you're supposed to be going to. How are you going to investigate some shit? I'm going to do it from a distance. I got a really good zoom lens and shit like that. Again, shit like that. It's just a simple shit. You go to see what the fuck you're supposed to be investigating. That is the purpose. But you also at the same time just debunk some of the shit you can. That's all. That's all it is.
the other thing is when you really look into a lot of this stuff that people consider as evidence, and you actually research it, and you go deeper than the surface shit that you find and everything, 90% of the shit out there is all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. And that's what I'm finding. The deeper and deeper, the more I research it, because we're just coming out with this stuff now. We've been deep digging and research for a long time, and we just keep finding more and more bullshit and seeing more and more bullshit posted all over the place online and everything like that. And it comes to a point where it's like, this is all fucking bullshit. Where is the real shit? Everybody is just believing stuff that is really easily debunked and stuff that's been debunked for a long fucking time.
Science
it's
fiction.
the same stuff over and over that's been over and over for the last fucking 70 fucking years, 80 years or whatever, since fucking aliens and stuff and ghosts and since pictures and technology. It's the same fucking blurry ass fucking pictures that we've been getting for the last 35 years. And all of it none of it is evidence. None of it. It's all speculation, opinion, theories. People pulling stuff out their ass.
I saw.
Misinterpretations, misunderstandings, and stuff like that. People just wanting to believe. People want to believe so bad that the first piece they just cherry pick. They'll be reading a book and they'll see one little line about something that could be related to like aliens or ghosts and be like, that's it. That's my confirmation right there. This whole entire book proves that aliens are real. No, that doesn't prove anything. And if you read the rest of the context of what they're taking these things out of these books and stuff that everybody is talking about, then you'll see that what they're talking about isn't what these people think they're talking about. Like all these books. I'm not even going to list the name of all these books and I'll go into detail. We can if you have any questions and want me the names of books and say it over there on YouTube. Everybody that's watching over on
Periscope
Instagram and stuff and Periscope, go over to YouTube. We can't see your comments on there because you're over there and stuff. We have big screens that can see YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. You want to talk and join the conversation, head over there and we could talk about whatever you want. So, but it comes back to like, you know, like there's no actual solid evidence. Yeah, there's a whole lot of video of stuff flying around in the sky. That doesn't mean that it's aliens. There's nothing to do with that. There's no that's not proof of aliens. There's proof that there's UFOs. There's unidentified flying objects out there. That doesn't mean that they're aliens. Governments all around the world, just balloons going floating up in the fucking sky.
Google fucking balloons, everything now. They got all kinds of crazy shit.
That's what it is. It's not proof of aliens. And anything that people say is proof of aliens, when you actually look into it and you actually really research it and you go past the articles that you see on all these websites and everything there, or you go past the books and you read about the people, the culture and the stuff about these times, what these symbols actually mean, that's written on all these stones and everything, and you take those symbols only this section it means aliens, but all these other things over here, all these other about it. If you really think about all this stuff, I would love for all this shit to be fucking real and as this proof that they're hiding all this stuff and everything. That'd be fucking awesome. But sadly, that's not the truth.
Again, there's billions of people on the planet now. All this technology.
Whatever that is flying up there, you can see the fucking aliens. No, it's fucking ridiculous.
And Senator, to answer your question, the whole thing about Space Force is that if the government does have a secret Space Force, it probably doesn't have anything to do with aliens. It's just their conquest of everything. They want to be the first ones in space because now you have a whole different kind of army and fucking military capabilities and stuff in space. It could be some shit at some point if they want to deter, if I can figure out a way to stop an asteroid, possibly anything like that. But I don't think it has anything to do with aliens necessarily.
It's basically what it is because now other countries and stuff, more countries have the capability of going into space, of putting stuff up into space. People can put weapons up into space and fight back to us and stuff. So we want to be able to have the capability up there to take out those weapons, do whatever, anything like that, anything that could happen. The rare possibility, yes, that there is a possibility fucking aliens are real. They're fucking real. There has to be. There's no way in this fucking universe we are the only fucking living things like that. But there's no evidence that they are anywhere around us. Have they ever been here at any point ever? There's no actual solid fucking conclusive evidence. None of it that is out there is actual evidence. There's a whole bunch of plausible stuff, maybe possibility that it might be, but it's really stretching with some of this stuff. Now, what there is evidence of, there is that evidence that the government lies to us all the time. They're in cahoots with a whole bunch of other people and stuff like that to keep us all enslaved and fucking giving them our money and working and doing all this stuff. There's a lot of evidence of that stuff. There's a lot of solid evidence. We see this shit all the time. You just fucking look on the fucking TV, even though most of that shit's fake. That's how you know there's fucking evidence of all that shit. You know how else fucking all most of this shit is bullshit? What's all over TV lately? Everybody in all these truth of things and conspiracy people and everything like that is like, mainstream media is bullshit. It's all fake. Whatever's on TV is a distraction. But if it's UFOs or something like that, they're like, nope, look, see, they're even talking about it on TV. Oh, they got whole shows about ancient aliens and stuff, man. Ain't you seen that shit? That shit's real, man. Go ahead, do your research.
No, you do your
Look,
research.
the government, even the Navy, they're putting out videos, UFOs and stuff, man. Aliens are real. Disclosure's coming. So, everything else that they said that day was a distraction. It was to keep you distraction and whatever, but all of a sudden they're like, here you go, look at this.
This is the real deal here, buddy.
It's the real deal right here. All the rest of the shit we told you all day long is bullshit, but now here you go. Here's some evidence of, you know, something that's not really doesn't exist and everything like that. So think about it. I mean, how long has Ancient Aliens been on and all these fucking chasing Bigfoot shows and stuff like that been on TV for now?
So
they're just other distractions. They're just distractions to keep everybody fighting, divided, separated and stuff like that. Yes, these things are possible. It's highly possible. But when you trace most of the stuff back, it comes to fucking ghost stories and fucking shit like that that came out of the early 1900s and everything, when fucking sci-fi and fiction and stuff like this, all this shit was coming out and everybody was doing it. There's a certain groups of people and certain stuff that started it. There's even evidence that the fucking government started the UFO conspiracies and shit back in like 1917 or something like that, at a fucking like Bilderberg type fucking Bohemian Grove type fucking meetings and shit like that.
Before Ronald Reagan was
Before Ronald Reagan fucking plagiarized that whole entire speech from another speech.
Thing.
The whole thing. Reagan. Everybody uses that as evidence. Oh, Reagan talks about aliens and stuff.
No, he doesn't.
No, if you listen to the whole speech from the beginning to the end of that, not just again, this is what I'm talking about. People cherry pick. They take that speech, they take that one section of the speech, and they're like, look, this is my evidence that there's aliens. And people would be like, oh yeah, wow, Ronald Reagan, that guy, he's a good guy. Look at that. He's talking about aliens. Nope. Go and listen to the whole entire speech and what Ronald Reagan's saying.
And then go listen to Bill Cooper.
And then go listen to Bill Cooper and the speech that he talks about. And he actually, if you go on, there's a website. I'm trying to remember what it is right now, but I can find it if anybody wants to know. I can tell you later and stuff. You can go and see more about what he's talking about there and about this speech and about this stuff that was found out and reported about in the early 1900s. I forgot who it was, some bankers and some other government people. They were having, again, like a Bilderberg type meeting, and this guy
was already planning how they do all this shit.
Saying this whole entire speech about how we get everybody to do this and do all that and everything by having aliens.
False flag.
And everything from that kind of grew. And then we had these little groups, these little people and stuff started talking about these people. And then all of a sudden channeling comes along and everything.
Science
and
fiction,
all kinds of this.
L. Ron Hubbard, religions.
All this stuff, these new religions that aren't religions, but if you look at them, they're religions. It's religion. Even people want to say spirituality and stuff isn't a religion. If you look at it and stuff,
it's becoming a religion.
It's because these people, these ancient alien theorists and all this stuff.
You can't do it this way. You can't do it that way. You've got to do it this way. Your spirituality, you got to be this spiritual. You're not spiritual. You have to conform.
Totally, the messages become totally lost. Totally, that's exactly what they want us to do. Again, there's a lot of evidence. There's a group of people that. They're a group of people. They're not aliens. We have no evidence of that. You can think that. You can speculate that. You can believe that all you want to believe until we have actual solid proof that these people are fucking aliens. We can't say that. I can say for certain that there's a lot of evil fucking human beings on this fucking planet. see them all the time in daily life and stuff. Now imagine these fucking people that you see in your daily life that are evil fuckers and shit kind of got it together in a way and shit, and were able to rise through the ranks and become fucking president of the United States or fucking other countries and banks and corporations and shit like that. But deep down inside, they're really still evil motherfuckers. And what they would do, because they're greedy and they're power hungry and everything like that, and then they come together and they come out and these other greedy power hungry people, and they're like, what can we do to get everything in the world?
And then they bring other greedy powerful people.
Because just think about how you get when you get some money in your pocket from doing something, and you're like, yeah, I just made this money, now let me get some more money, I want to get some more money, look at all my stuff I'm getting, look at all my cars I'm posted up, look at my new cars and my jewelry and my shoes and everything I got. I'm manifesting all my stuff.
You know, I used to think too, like, exactly how much money is enough. Like, when does somebody who's wealthy and beyond wealthy, like, when is enough? And the same way as everybody just wants to keep making money.
Exactly.
We have to. It's the same thing.
There's nothing wrong with, okay, we got to make a living in this world where everything's set up, which if we do everything right and we get everything together, we don't have to make money and stuff. We can all live and everything like that. I understand. Make money. Some people make more money and stuff. But when you're going out and you're flaunting and you're showing it off and everything like that, you're becoming materialistic. You're power hungry. You're just showing people, look at me, I'm better than you because I have all this money and stuff like that, or whatever, and stuff like that. But if you're nice and you're humble, okay, I have a house, you know what I mean? I have a house, my family's taken care of and stuff. Just do things, just go about like a normal, living a normal thing, all flashy and stuff, and you got the fancy stuff going on, and you're doing all this, okay, travel and stuff. But don't be all like, you know, these stuck up rich people, that all these rich people everywhere and stuff, and just posting up this ridiculous fucking shit and just wasting all this money. I can understand, get a plane ticket, go on a nice vacation, see the world, you have the money to do that and stuff like that. But these people just take it and make it so extravagant, and it's just everywhere and doing all this stuff and everything, and then they're all like, peace and love. Look at me eating caviar out of the fucking baby seal head bowl and fucking all this stuff.
And my mink.
My $40,000 a night fucking hotel room on this island.
I'm naked under this mink.
No, cool. You want to go see a tropical island, you know? Get a nice normal plane ticket, go stay in a hotel and stuff.
But do it however you want to do it.
I mean, but if you want to do, but don't be. It's just you know. I mean, there's no need for that. It's over excessive. Yeah,
but I think
cool. Making
the point
some money
being, though, is that these people are saying one thing and doing a different thing.
Yeah, exactly, and doing something completely opposite and everything that they're saying.
Just like a preacher and their business.
Exactly,
and they're making
like all
money.
these.
They got
the same people will sit there and talk shit about all these evangelical preachers and stuff like that, got all these mansions and cars and stuff.
They're
doing all that stuff, and they'll make posts about it, and they'll be like, oh, these guys, look at them, all these rich preacher religion guys posted up all this stuff and all their money they're making and stuff, but then they're like, hashtag, look at me on vacation here, and I'm, you know, driving this new thing and all that stuff. Again, consciousness, peace and love, we are one. It's like,
and the only way, and hold up, here, there's more, and the only way that anything good could ever happen is if we all do particular things for these aliens to come and save us.
Yeah, and these aliens got to come to save us. You got to, you know, got to do what the aliens are saying, and they got the aliens. They're the saviors. They're the ones that are saving us. It's not God coming to save you now. It's aliens that are coming to save us. We got to we got to come together so the aliens will see that we, you know, we could be saved, and they're going to help us rise and stuff. So the story's just changed a little bit again. It's changed from one thing way back in the day, and then it changed to this story, and then we got this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and now we got the aliens are coming to save us, everybody. Aliens are coming to save us.
Wait.
That's fucking...
Not, well, no, this because, you know, we watched...
Not just aliens.
Hold up. We watched a cool 8-part series, man, right? And again, some of the stuff's plausible, some of it's cool. But now, folks, there's even people who walk amongst us who make God jealous.
That make God jealous. Because they know more information than God. I mean, this is the stuff that is out there.
They were murdered. They were murdered by angels, and they died for 4 months, but they was alive, but they was dead, walking around seeing angels and dead. And they saw ghosts and dead people, and then they saw God and spoke to God and all these angels and shit like that and everything. And then come to find out that now this motherfucker he said God's jealous of him, and that he is smarter than God and more powerful than God, and he got all the answers. It went from motherfucking he knew where the portals were to now God's jealous.
and that's what, and people are eating this stuff up, loving it. I'm reading the comments. This guy's
what can we do to help you? What
can we do to help you? Oh my God, we
Good
feel
luck with
so
that
bad.
Kool-Aid.
This guy's saying, he's like, I live the worst life ever. I can't get married. I can't have kids. Blah blah blah. He's like, I live the worst life on earth. I'm thinking, dude, you have a house. You have a job, you have an income from your videos and all this stuff and your books that you write and everything like that.
And
you eat every day, you have computers, your TV appearances.
Clearly you're really good at editing and shit. You must be educated.
I'm like, you live the worst life ever, dude. I just saw a whole bunch of homeless people that don't know if they're going to eat tonight. They're sleeping outside.
They don't know if they're going to live tonight.
They don't know if they're going to live tonight because it's negative fucking 25 degrees outside right now and shit. And you're fucking cozied up in your fucking house saying, help me. I died. I saw God. He talked to me and now I know more than him. Help me. I live the worst life ever. Get the fuck out of here with this fucking bullshit. Go ahead. Everybody send him some money. Help him out.
Yep. Contribute to his Patreon,
come
his
together,
GoFundMe
peace and
and
love.
shit.
All these people and stuff. Oh, the aliens, they're coming to help us, guys. We gotta do what they say. That Trump, he's gonna save the day. Build the wall so we can protect ourselves, and then the aliens will come and save us.
Then we'll build a cool space wall with the Space Force.
We are all one, but we need to build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. What? we're all one, but we need to build a wall to keep Mexicans out? What the fuck is wrong with these? Are fucking conscious fucking pages, fucking people who own yoga shops and shit like that, fucking all kinds of shit, fucking preaching all this stuff, peace, love, fucking coming together, consciousness, ascension and stuff, but they want Trump to fucking build a wall to keep the Mexicans out.
But it's because Q
Anonymous says, because Q
probably DW.
Because Q Anonymous says everything that fucking dude's ever said is true. No. 99.9% of things that Q has ever said, again, is another fucking bullshit. And people hang all over this shit. All these fucking truther accounts, all these people preaching all this fucking stuff about love and coming together and aliens and we gotta fucking get disclosure and stuff. They're all like, yeah, build the wall. Support Trump. He's the one. Trust the government now.
Keep the terrorists out.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. A month ago, before Q came out, you all was like, fuck the government. Don't trust the government, nothing they say. And now everybody's like, yeah, trust the government. Go Trump. Build the wall. Space Force.
Clean coal.
All these indictments, 70,000 indictments. But if anybody knows anything about indictments, there's fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of indictments all the time. But you have to fucking realize what type of indictments are, what they are, and when it breaks down, and how many of those are actual criminal proceeding indictments.
Yeah, but they're coming though. They just don't know when, but those indictments are coming.
It's coming.
And everybody's going to be dragged out of their houses.
But then it's never going to come, and they're going to say, oh, well, it's because everybody on the internet knew about it, and we dropped the ball, and we fucked this one up, and they knew about our plan, so they were able to squash the indictments, and we couldn't do it. So we came up with a new plan. The aliens are still working to help us.
Yeah. That's the disclosure, guys. The aliens. They're going to help us with everything. And it's going to be peace and love.
Blue chicken birds and fucking all these over 160
wait, 2025, we're going to have time travel for everybody. But you got to be careful of the paradox, because when you time travel, you create a paradox. It was good seeing you. Enjoy 2025 and beyond. And then my favorite was, I'm a time traveler from the future, and I came back from 2045, and I brought the information back on this floppy disk. This is back in the fucking 90s. Well, guess what, fuckers? It's 2019. Who the fuck is using floppy disks? Are you thinking 2045, where they're supposed to be a lot smarter than us in the future, they're going to be using floppy disks? But no, but they had smart glasses and everything else. But I came back with a floppy disk. Fuck out of here. So it's all these fucking fake time travelers, all kinds of bullshit. None of them ever have good... They never come back with great pictures from the future. Wouldn't you want to bring back a future camera or something, a future tablet, something with you? But you can bring back pictures, but you can't bring back real... What'd you take them with? Your fucking phone from now? Were you a time travel from the future? So how the fuck did you have a phone from now that you took to the future to take the fucking grainy, stupid-ass pictures that look like you took right now? Explain it to me. I don't know how this works. I never time travel. Well, I have time, but not like that. But come on, seriously. I'm just saying, folks, there's so much... bullshit.
So much stuff out there, and people eat it up. They buy it. They fucking they read this fucking word salad that people toss together and stuff with a whole bunch of words that fucking sound really cool and really interesting. When you read it, you're like, wow, that sounds pretty put together. That sounds like it's pretty plausible. But when you break it down, it's a whole bunch of horse shit.
Listen, if you want some
it's
bullshit,
just a bunch of fucking word salad. There's no evidence to back up anything that it's fucking saying. And
hey,
it's like,
I could put together a video to make you fucking believe that aliens, God, they all got together. They're all one big gang. They're just a gang. Bigfoot, all of them, they all hang together with God. They're just a gang. Okay? And I can tell you about the... You know what? No, I'm going to teach you all about the I have aliens of my own. The Rasta Aryans. They're from a planet made of marijuana. All they do is smoke weed and shit.
They're coming
it's
to save us.
With fruits and vegetables.
Coming to save us.
All
with
the
weed.
animals live in harmony and shit. And what they're gonna come do is they're gonna come give everybody. They're gonna make all Earthlings, every human being, smoke some weed and do some psychedelics and shit, because they're not just weed smokers, they're into psychedelics too. And everybody's gonna chill the fuck out. And the planet's gonna be Ariman. Okay.
What's up, everybody on Instagram? I can't really see what you're chatting about. If you go on YouTube, we can see you chat. Same thing with everybody over on Periscope. If you want to talk about what we're talking about, if you got anything to say, then, come on over. So.
The great thing in all this type of shit, though, is that, again, investigate. Even the shit that we tell you, go investigate for yourself. Like, you don't believe what we're talking about, just go investigate and then investigate beyond that.
Debunking some of the stuff that we all believe. I used to believe in a lot of this shit, but again, the further that I dig, that I keep digging, I keep on research. Let me see if there's any new info. Let me find some information on this. I keep going, and then I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. How come shit's not lining up anymore? Because once you get past so far, it starts to fall apart. Most of the stuff, it looks really good on the top. It's unlike flat Earth theory. Flat Earth theory falls apart as soon as you say flat Earth theory. Just boom, it's right out the window. But a lot of these other conspiracy theories and stuff, it sounds really good on top. It's got a lot of good stuff that you can cherry pick and piece together and fucking make a huge fucking map and call it a fucking Great Awakening fucking map, or the Deep State fucking whatever the fuck you want to call it and shit, and fucking be like, yeah, fucking look at all this shit. And it's like, wow, holy shit. Look at that. That looks pretty. Wow. You'll start to look into some of it. This could be something here. And people look. But people don't go far enough to start reading actual fucking whole entire books and stuff about what these people are talking about and learning about entire cultures and shit. And they're just like, yeah, I'll just go with this.
Nick.
Again, I've done that too. I used to do that for a while.
Nick, to be honest with you, I will say from the beginning, 90% of the bullshit, if not a little bit more, because when you first get into this, you're getting inundated with so much stuff. Like, I would literally spend hours listening to Coast AM, watching videos and shit like that, like doing all this type of stuff that they would say. And when you first, that's the thing, the most popular things on YouTube, the most popular searches on Google and stuff are going to deliver you to the bullshit first. That's how it works. And so you're still going through all this bullshit. And here we are almost 6 years into the show, but almost, 2006, so say 2007, then I had my eye gets when everything kind of, so we'll say these years later of doing all this type of research, that a lot of it to me is just bullshit. And a lot of the main faces of it, all these people I've listened to over the years. Here's a perfect example. In the last year, it's become very popular for someone like Bob Lazar to reappear, okay? Bob Lazar, after 20, 30 years, reappears. They have this documentary. They do all this type of stuff. I was a huge fan of Bob Lazar, and I'm not saying I'm not anymore, and even John Lee. I still want to hear what they have to say, but the problem is they reappear, and it's the same shit. It's documentaries
no actual evidence
about all the same shit that he's been saying all these years. He's still been talking about motherfucking unobtainium, element 151 or whatever the fuck it is, but yet to have produced it. Here's the thing. If you hold in your hand after all these years this evidence, they haven't done anything to you. These people who've tried to kill you, you had gun pulls on you at Area 51 or Groom Lake, wherever the fuck you were and all this shit, and all these things have happened. You were underground for 30 years. The first thing you'd want to do, especially now with cameras and live things, is go on there with some legitimate science and stuff, like, boom, here it is on the fucking table. Let's start here. There's the disclosure that I've wanted you people to have all these fucking years. I'm ready. No, it comes back out with, well, I'm just here to talk about what I've been talking about all these years in my water car, and then, serious fucking research and watching things, and then going and checking and rechecking and going past the popular fucking headlines is when you start to get in the nitty-gritty and find out that I'm more now the other way, where I believe that probably a very low percentage of most of this shit is real.
I want it all to be real, but exactly, Nick, like what you just said, they're really good at storytelling. That's what they all are. They're storytellers. They put out some of this stuff, and they're like, go ahead and buy my book and find out the rest of it. Yeah, David Wilcock's one of them. I mean, there's so many of them. David Wilcock, Corey Good, again,
Emery Smith.
Now you got David Icke.
What's his name? Stephen Greer.
And they're like, You know, it's all a ploy to get people to buy something. Guess what? The truth is free. If you have all this evidence and shit, put it out there.
Especially
and none
when
of
you're
these
pushing
people, here's the other
disclosure.
thing. None of these people ever show the other side of the story. They never show the full story. They never show everything. They just show you what they want you to see and everything. They feed you along. They feed us along. Not just you guys, me too, because they fed us along with a lot of this stuff. And as I said, over the years, I stopped following. I stopped believing in David Wilcox years ago and shit. Same thing with fucking Sitchin and shit. Well, I was reading Sitchin years ago, and I was reading his books and stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is like fucking Choose Your Own Adventure, fucking Hardy Boy series. It's a fucking book series.
Nancy Drew.
I'm reading a fucking Nancy Drew fucking series, fucking for adult fucking people who fucking believe in aliens. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous shit. I was like, then I started to look into it, and there's no fucking everything that he says in those books. There's no fucking evidence. There's no proof. Everything he basically made up and fucking lied about. It's all bullshit. So I stopped believing in that shit. David Icke, David this. Now, I'll give it to this, okay? Some of these people, even David Wilcock, whatever, it's like 25% of it's some truth to it, and then the 75% is bullshit. Because, you know, peace and love come together. Everybody, we need to come away.
Meditate,
You get to meditate, eat better, you know, be healthy and stuff. You know, let's take care of the planet and everything like that. That's all well and fine. We need to do that. But we don't need to do that for aliens to come and fucking help us. And where he throws in and all this other bullshit, and they start throwing in all this other shit. I channeled this shit. The raw
Regression. I was regression. I was on Mars, Space Force. I was taken as a fucking kid. They've regressed me 14 fucking times, whatever the fuck it is. I'm technically 300,000 years old, and I've met with 300 different kinds. This fucking aliens, but no fucking proof. None. And they want us silence, and I suppose I keep getting sick all of a sudden. My family gets sick. They're attacking us. They're trying to take us out, but we're so fucking public. We post all of our vacations everywhere we are, everything that we do, everything that's going on in our fucking lives. But we're so, when we get married, everything, and we have spouses and all this type of shit, but we're so concerned about these people taking us out and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we're at all these conventions and all these fucking speaking events and stuff, and none of them. I don't see fucking security around them and shit. You'd think these people would have some fucking serious security around, trying to keep them protected and safe and everything like that.
Yep.
But they got all this insider information. If somebody's got insider information, they got bullshit. That's all I got to say. It's fucking bullshit. Show me your sources.
Just show some fucking evidence.
We vetted them ourselves. Like this news story, fucking Linda fucking whatever the fuck her name is there, and the fucking Navy fucking SEAL guy who was in Antarctica at the pyramids, and they saw all these Egyptian-like fucking things and everything, and she can say vouch for him, and he's it's the real deal. I saw all his credentials. Well, cool, show us his credentials. Show us all the fucking evidence. Let us hear the fucking story.
Those people we've mentioned, and even more, research those people. When did they come on the scene? How were they introduced to the scene? Where did they go to college? What did they do before then and stuff like that? And you start to see bits and pieces.
What are these people's real names?
Their fucking stories. Oh, I think I'm Nebuchadnezzar and I'm a time traveler, but yet you keep predicting the future wrong. You talk about these end times and the change, and the aliens should have already fucking been here, and we all should be kumbaya and in peace and love. None of these fucking predictions have come true. It is all, or at least most of it, bullshit. That is the point of investigating. Get rid of this. Take the bullshit away yourself. Even what we say, go research it. That's what we do. That's the point. To you, what you said, Sinner, about it's Phil Schneider first on. Even him, we debunked that a couple weeks ago. He's got pictures. It was supposed to be the underground tunnel to the base, which are pictures taken from Japan, like these tunnels, like it's Japan, right?
Yeah, they're from a base in World War II that are in Okinawa, Japan.
The exact same pictures, just in the proper lighting.
The exact same fucking stains on the floor and everything. And people fucking are like, yeah, look at these fucking photos, man. Phil Schneider got him down in the tunnels fighting aliens and shit. Sure. No, he didn't. No, again, I did. If you people really research this shit, you will start to debunk it. Unless you're not really researching it and you're just going with what you believe. But that's not really researching. That's not truly investigating. That's just stuff that kind of contradicts what you want to believe. You just pass it off as like, that's them trying to hide shit. No evidence at all that any of it is really fucking aliens and stuff. Once you know the cultures and the stories and what these people actually believe these things were and why they depicted stuff the way that they depicted it and why we think that it's fucking aliens and rocket ships when it's nothing like that at all. When you know the whole entire story.
Even Roswell. The Roswell story was one of the most popular stories. It was one of the first UFO stories I remember, and it's been debunked. And you can attribute there's a human being, a man who was he was jumping. They were using paratroopers, and this paratrooper, it's on his fucking. Isn't there a mockery kind of it on his fucking grave, on his gravestone?
On his obituary, and I think it's even on his gravestone. But they were jumping out of high altitude fucking balloons, and when he jumped out, the pressure, whatever, swelled his fucking head up, and the whole thing crashed and stuff. The dude lived. He fucking actually lived and everything. The wife was pissed that his fucking head was misshapen for like 2 weeks after the fucking thing. The whole thing is just, and it's not made up. That's what people like. Oh, they just made that up to cover it up and stuff. No, there's fucking actual. You can go and find the whole entire story. It's on his fucking obituary. All this stuff is real. That's what's really happened. But because of, if you read the whole situation, you knew what was going on at the time. Everybody was panicking. Everybody was freaking out. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. There was a lot of fucking top secret shit going on and everything. And shit like this happens. A lot of this stuff.
Just remember something. Back in the day, there was a little something called War of the Worlds with Orson Welles, is that his name? That was on radio. Why? Because radio was the major form of communication back then. That's how you reached the masses. So the masses were sitting around their radios, which they listened to for everything. That was their life, bro. Like, that's how they got their news. They got their information. That's how they knew what was going on outside of their little place where they lived, because other than newspapers, they didn't have what we have now. So these folks believed that aliens landed. We're going to change the battery in a minute. The aliens landed, and there was a war going on with aliens and stuff like that. Well, just remember something. Right now, we use radios, but our radios are usually through our cell phones and all this technology and stuff we have. So just imagine War of the Worlds, Orson Welles still punking you in 2019, and that's basically what's going on. It's just a bigger version of it. It's just all over the news, all over televisions, everywhere, and most of it is bullshit. It's just bullshit, and you can debunk it yourself. That's the point of all this. Smoking's changing the battery for YouTube, so you guys just don't see us, you'll hear me. But so it's not about being to the point where just like, oh fuck it, you know, we don't believe anything's real. It's just about trying to find out what's real and keep doing research and trying to find out stuff that we hear and see. Okay, well, what's legitimate about it, and then what's legitimate about that, and then trying to just make sure that as we're doing all this, we're not just falling for the same old bullshit, the same old fucking okie doke. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's what it's about, folks. So the people who have kind of reached out to me and just thought that we just flipped everything. No, it's just that we're investigators. We really investigate. And that's what you're supposed to do. And the best investigator you'll ever have is yourself. You have to become your own investigator. Yes, and they really did think War of the Worlds was real. And yeah, I know what you're talking about. This is the shit we talk about all the time. This podcast will be 6 years old in May. And if you go back and listen to some of the earlier broadcasts, which some of them are kind of hard to listen to because we were fumbling around and learning shit, but still, you know, I was all in. And I told you that I was going to investigate, and more than ghosts. And then what I was going to talk about, what we were going to be talking about every week, is just some real talk, some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Keeping this shit 100 and keeping it fucking real. And that's the point of all this, is to try to make sure that whatever we're talking to with you guys, and I know you can't see me, I'm over here on Instagram, sorry. Again, anybody who's listening on Periscope or Instagram, if you guys want to see me or see more, or be able to chat and kind of jump in and talk, because the only place we can see the chat live is on YouTube. So you got to go to YouTube. The stream is live. We'll be live till 11, maybe a little bit longer if we do a last blunt after that, whatever. But that's the best place to be a fully part of the show, okay? Just like salvation is a personal, so is reality. Yeah, reality is fine. Reality is. Everybody's reality is different. That's very personal.
Well, see, your perspective of reality is different than everybody's pretty much, but reality is still reality and stuff. Like, you know, we might have something holding it, like just say I was holding a ball up here, and you know that stupid dress thing and stuff. You know what I mean? Some people saw it as fucking gold and white, and the other people saw it blue and fucking white, or whatever.
Or what that shit they heard.
You know what I mean? Okay. But everybody still saw a dress. In reality, there was still a dress there, but because of the way that people see things and stuff or whatever, their perception of the color of the dress is just a little bit different, but everybody sees that there's a dress, basically. So that's what it comes down to. When people like, oh, we create our own reality and everything like that. Yeah, if we do, whatever choices you make makes up your reality around you and stuff. But there's still integrated with the reality that's going on with everybody else that's around. So that's another thing where people buy into so much of that fucking shit. It's fucking, a lot of it comes down to being a whole bunch of bullshit.
Why do aliens always fucking land in fucking rural areas and shit? At this point, like if you're a person, and let's say you were some tribe, whatever, and you got on a boat. Right now, that little tribe, whatever, I forget where the hell they are, India, wherever, and they got out, decided, fuck it, we're going to build a boat. We built a boat, and they sailed. And they landed, wait, which way is India? So they landed somewhere in some fucking big city. They went towards the bright lights, and they saw the... How come aliens don't do that shit? And yeah, you could say, oh, well, the UFOs are always seen in the sky. Why aren't those motherfuckers landing in Boston? Why aren't they fucking landing in Manhattan? Why aren't they landing right in fucking L.A.? Like, fuck it, you know what?
People see them around there, too. But
no, I'm talking about touching down. Fucking touching
and
down.
People up or whatever.
Or getting out and being like, what's good? Like, what's good?
Well, because here's the thing. They'll say, well, because they can't interfere and they can't let everybody know because they're only here to monitor and stuff until we reach a certain point. You know, until we can ascend into the 15th dimension and all this other bullshit. And it's like, no. If they wanted to stop and help us, they would come down. There's a lot of fucking... The world is dying right now. We're at the point of no return. We've been there for a while and shit. Look at all the war destruction. If they really... I mean, the UFO stories about UFOs stopping nuclear fucking bombs and stuff like that from fucking launching and shit is complete bullshit. Because if they wanted to stop that and they can't do anything about that, what about fucking Hiroshima and Nagasaki and stuff like that? It's all bullshit fucking made up stories.
Why wouldn't they stop nuclear reactors?
Why are they just going to sit around and watch fucking the shit that happens in the wars that have happened since then and everything? They stopped the nuclear bombs from going off, but they still let the wars happen that are going. Why those other nuclear bombs are supposedly disarmed from being launched and shit? It's bullshit. There's fucking cancer, fucking all these other diseases and shit like that, but the aliens are just sitting back, just like God does. God just sits back and God just watches. Lets it all happen. It's all part of the plan. You gotta wait. But that's the same thing that these aliens that are supposed to come and rescue us are fucking doing. These channeled aliens, fucking whoever they are and shit. It all started as a bunch of bullshit. Fucking Helena fucking Blavatsky or whatever her name is in the fucking early 1900s and H.P. Lovecraft and he even admitted there's a whole bunch of fucking shit where he says, yeah, I know this is all bullshit. It's stories that I wrote up. It's all bullshit, but people fucking take it as it's real. It's all real.
Hello, fucking H.T. Barnum and his circus and shit like that, the freaks and... Come on. And the whole thing, too, is, I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with wanting a great afterlife and ascending and all that type of stuff to a higher self and everything. But what about your current self? Like, that's the thing, too. Like, everybody's so busy worrying about what's going to happen in ascension, and they're not even concerned with the human experience.
You need to. You can't be focused on that because you ain't ever going to ascend anywhere. You need to be focused on here, the human experience that we're having in this moment right now. Again, a lot of that stuff is real. We need to come together. We need to stop fucking treating everybody like assholes and fucking judging each other and shit and fucking come together as one.
All life.
Fucking work all this amazing technology, all the power and the capabilities that we have. We can save this fucking planet, but we're fucking fighting with each other all the time and shit, and we're fucking doing stupid shit and let other people fucking run our lives and make decisions for us. We can fucking change all that. That's all real shit. We all need to eat healthier and fucking take better care of ourselves and stuff. We should meditate and everything. That's a good thing. There's a lot of good stuff in a lot of this and everything. A lot of that, all that stuff is true. Okay, there is a spirit, there's a consciousness and stuff, but right now in this very moment we are human beings, and that's the evidence of any of that other shit. There's none of it. So we have to deal with this human being experience and shit like that. Everybody's like, I can't wait to get off this planet and shit. Well, guess what? With an attitude like that, if all that other shit that you believe, reincarnation and soul cycle and shit, guess what? You're coming back here for school again.
Yep.
So
you ain't learned a
motherfucking thing.
You coming right
so again,
back.
All this mysticism and the esoteric stuff, there's a lot of truth to that. That's why this knowledge has been passed down for a long time. But the stuff that people cherry pick out of it and saying it's alien information and all that stuff and certain little bits and pieces and stuff, when they completely forget the rest of it. Why? Why do you cut out all the rest of it? You know, because they're afraid of the shadow work for one and everything, and going into that dark side and seeing all that stuff and confronting themselves and saying, all right, this is fucking bullshit. Again, that's how a lot of the reasons.
Because you know why? It's like most religion. which cherry picks and puts things in and leaves things out and stuff
Exactly.
like that. And
that's how I got to this.
One
of the reasons and why I got to this point too, besides that, you know, just because we just research and we keep being actual investigation, because.
But yes.
So, shit, now I forgot what I was saying.
You talk about what kind of, like, the whole religion thing and how, what started you kind of...
Oh, yeah, so besides investigating and finding more and more things here and there, I'm like, well, that was bullshit, all right, well, it still has some truth to it, but most of it's bullshit, most of it's... Mushrooms have showed me a lot, and not just when on mushrooms, because the work that comes into it after you take mushrooms, which most people who are serious about psychedelics and stuff and mushrooms know that a lot of the work comes afterwards. And the shadow work is confronting and seeing the things that trigger you and everything and stuff like that. And I started to fucking get triggered by shit that I used to be like, wow, this is fucking great, this is exciting news. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? So I worked on that, and I figured out why I'm being triggered, because I fucking... it's bullshit, and I'm like, I fucking realize I'm fucking buying into some of this bullshit, and then on any time that I started to feel that, I'm like, all right, let me see how fucking much bullshit this is, and I would start to dig into these things, it would trigger me and stuff, and I'm like, well, see, it's because I used to believe in this bullshit, and now it doesn't really piss me off anymore. Actually, it kind of does, because people are still out there fucking saying one thing, and they're fucking posting up another, and it fucking completely contradicts themselves and shit, and I'm like, the fuck are you people doing? You know, again, a lot of these people have the good idea, they have the right sort of message and stuff. Same thing with the religion, kind of got the right message. Love is the basic answer to all these religions and all these beliefs and stuff like that, but then everybody gets lost in all this other bullshit in between. And they don't have any evidence to fucking back it up or anything to prove it. But I can prove that love is the answer.
You can prove that love is the answer.
Everybody can. When has love ever steered you wrong?
Oh, and don't hit me with that. Well, you know, I dated somebody, or blah blah blah.
Oh, that's not love. That's not true love, and you have to understand what love is. Unconditional love. You know, most people, unfortunately, you know, they don't really know that except for their parents' love and stuff, or unless they actually have kids and their parents themselves. But most people that are just dating or married, and it's really hard to find that and stuff, and to really find true, genuine, unconditional love where you don't expect anything from that person, they don't expect anything from you, and you just love them with everything that you have, the way they are, the way you are. That's and everything you do it with pets, and you know what I mean. You love. Well, some people are like, oh, my dog does this, or they have, you know, so they still don't know unconditional, because they're like, yeah, I love it, but it's you know, as long as he doesn't do this, or they don't do that, or oh, I hate when my cat does this, or my love it. It's an animal. That's what they do. You need to love everything about it. You don't love it if you're picking at it and you're judging it and you don't like certain things about it. That's not true love. You like it. You like certain things about it. You know what I mean? You know, I love this restaurant, but this and this and this and this and this is bad. Well, you don't love this restaurant, then. You just said a whole bunch of stuff you don't like about this restaurant. That's not love. Love, you love it. It's love. Nothing wrong with it. You can't find anything wrong with it. I love it. And when you find something love and you spread that love around, the love is beautiful with everybody around. You can find somebody having the worst day and show them some love and give them some of that love, you know, that loving spirit, unconditional, just cheer them up, love and happiness and stuff, and you can see it, and that's contagious, and that's real. The evidence of that stuff is real. We can support it with science and shit. Back it up with science. That's the thing with science. People that go, science is fake, science is real. But then they'll go and again they'll cherry pick certain articles of science and certain things about science and be like, see, quantum physics and stuff says that we live in a matrix and everything. I'm like, well, you don't understand completely what they're talking about or anything about quantum physics at all. So yeah, we live in the movie The Matrix and stuff. Yes, we live in a matrix, but not a movie like The Matrix and shit like they're talking about what they say.
But if the universe is flat, why isn't the Earth flat?
You know. So scientists come up with an idea, and then they'll come up with a whole bunch of other ways to prove that their idea isn't fucking. They'll look at every possible way.
Actually
and
do legitimate.
just think they won't just look at ways to make their idea real. And that's the thing is all these ghost hunters and these investigators and stuff. You're just continually looking for ghosts. You're not looking for reasons why ghosts can't be real. So you're not actually investigating the paranormal activity of ghosts. You're just investigating one aspect of that subject. You have to investigate all of it. If you're investigating ancient aliens and stuff, and you're only investigating certain parts of it and stuff, and you're not looking at the whole entire history of the ancient people that were talking about these ancient aliens, and everything else that's involved with all their hieroglyphs and all their scriptures and all their papyruses and all their texts and everything that's involved with all their stories, then you're not really investigating it. You're just investigating what you believe to be true.
And
not trying to find the truth.
Somebody else's shit.
And it's based off of somebody else's investigations without you actually going and seeing, looking for their sources and stuff. If people are putting out information and then they can't cite sources that have sources upon sources upon sources and that shit's backed up with backed up shit, then it's bullshit. And a lot of times they're just going to say, oh, well, you got to find out in my book. Or you got to check and go subscribe to my thing and my Patreon and get the special videos or whatever it is and do this and do that. And
my GoFundMe.
You know what I mean? And, you know, or donate and send me this and I'll send you this special link to my insider information or whatever the fuck it is. And then it's like, okay, cool. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not buying anybody's bullshit. And I don't. That's the thing is once you start wanting to charge me money for stuff and everything like that, I'll push it off to the side. Okay. I'll get you information that you're putting out. I'll see what you're saying, and off of that, I'll go with I can with the information from that, and I'll try and go off of that and debunk that, or find out if it's real, or investigate that and stuff. But if you want, if you say the information's in the book, I'm definitely, and that's the only place you can get it, and you can't find it anywhere else. And even with finding shit on, because a lot of these people getting slick and keeping this stuff offline for free and stuff and everything like that, and finding people, you know, finding a copy from somebody who's got the book or whatever and shit, and reading and read the book or whatever, you know, somebody discussing it, whatever. I'm not paying for your fucking bullshit. If you have the real fucking deal, the solid fucking evidence, truth, disclosure, there's aliens fucking floating around with a fucking a force field keeping us safe and everything, and the fucking solar flash and all this other bullshit is coming and stuff, then cool, show me the fucking evidence. Don't make me spend fucking $29.95 to buy your fucking book, because then I read your book and it's a bunch of speculation and bullshit and there's no fucking evidence in it. I'm going to be really pissed off because you don't give refunds.
And just so you know, I go to cons, I go to fests, I go to gatherings, from here to Cali and back. I go to different stuff, and I will say through all of it, the Bigfoot hunters and stuff, and the people who usually have Bigfoot, they have casts and stuff like that. At least usually they kind of have something that could possibly be something you can touch and see. I've yet to have someone at anything just be like, you know what, boom, on the table. Here's a UFO, or here's a piece of a UFO, or here's some alien technology, or here's some future technology, or here's Bob Lazar's element.
Here's a dead alien.
Right here, you know, right now, here's some real. You know what? Fuck it. We just gonna bring it all out on the table. I get, okay, so what? Everything's so compartmentalized. Excuse me, I couldn't spit it out. BS brain surgery. I still stumble over some words.
Here's a video of a UFO, and it's not blurry, and you can clearly see aliens,
but
and
even
it's
if
fucking
so,
fire laser beams at the nuclear fucking silos,
yeah.
And you can look at
but they're not gonna.
You can go and make sure it's not fucking translate. You can go and make sure that we didn't edit it. It's not Photoshop. We didn't fucking make the video up or anything like that. You go and look it over, and it's not a fucking video that could be debunked in any way. Anything possible. Every possible imaging fucking technology has gone over with this video. It's 100% fucking proven it. It's a real video. Then yeah, cool. I'll believe you. When Corey Good fucking goes through his fucking little fucking space portals and shit, and I see him, I'm fucking there, and I watch him, I'm like, oh, cool, see you later, Corey. And I follow right fucking behind him, I'll fucking believe you.
I don't even go
when I see some blue fucking...
I don't even need to go behind you. You can go through and go do your thing. I just want to see you do it.
When I see some blue fucking chicken birds or fucking any of these alien beings that supposedly fucking watching over and keeping us safe or anything like that, actual see them, fucking really fucking see them. They're right there live, fucking live. Either that or live somewhere and everybody's showing it's actual live and people can see it's actually live. It's a live alien. No way that it could be debunked and shit. You know what I mean? That's cool. If you want to tell me, I will believe the craziest, wildest, most fucking extraordinary, most fucking unbelievable, fucking unrealistic fucking thing in the world. If you have the most craziest, wildest, unrealistic, most solid, unfucking debunkable, unfucking, you cannot fucking say anything bad about it at all, fucking solid evidence, concrete evidence to back it up. Otherwise, you're just telling stories like all these people again. If you go back and you look at where they started and what they, like Sitchin, David Icke, David Wilcox, fucking, what's his name, David Childress, a lot of Davids. What's up with fucking Davids? And you go with all these people and you look back at where they came from and the bullshit that they started and who their fucking heroes are and everything they're talking about and shit. It's all a whole bunch of bullshit.
Okay, I want to answer a question real quick. So you said, who is... I said this earlier. I don't think you were here for that point, crazy church lady. Is that where we are now is that it's just in 6 years, what I believed before and what I believe now about a lot of things is just not the same.
As we've
investigating, through talking about this stuff, research,
talking about it every day for the last 6 years,
hours upon hours of videos and talks and these same people, and then researching a lot of these people. Where did they come from? Where did they get on the scenes and stuff like that?
Checking their supposed sources.
And here's the thing: this is even about ghosts, because out of all this stuff, we said that is the one thing that I believe most in. It is the one thing that I've had personal experiences. The other stuff, I haven't had those experiences, and nobody I know has, and it's not something that they can prove it. I can't even prove to you yet that they're a ghost. I've tried to convey my experiences. If I had an experience with an alien, I would tell you that. But I have not. With ghosts, with whatever you want to call a demon and stuff like that, that's things that I can personally talk about, those experiences. Dying, coming back, what happened to me and stuff like that. Even with that, people keep asking me and have asked me over the years, what did you see? You know, what's dying? Can you tell me what heaven looks like on it? I can't tell you shit except what happened to me. So in the 6 years, what I've learned is that, though, when I see this stuff, as soon as we see stuff and it's okay, this is intriguing, and we watch this stuff, and then we're like, okay, cool. So who are these people that talk about? What are these? Right, it's not that
we believe.
We haven't changed our whole philosophy on believing.
We want to know.
Exactly. You know, there's, you know, I want to believe. We're not. There's a poster here that says I want to believe. It's not even that I want to believe. I do believe.
We do believe. We want to know, because there's a huge difference between believing and knowing. And we want to know. We want to see the solid evidence. I believe all this shit is real. All of it's possible and stuff. People won't say, you know, they won't believe this or whatever. I've seen on DMT when I've blasted off and stuff, they've shown me that there's aliens. But and even I think on mushrooms I've seen it and stuff. Is that there's aliens. They've shown me that there's aliens out there and stuff. The beings that you see and everything, and nobody can prove that unless you take psychedelics, or I can prove that shit to you. That shit's real. But they never shown aliens anywhere near the Earth.
Nope. You gotta go
not even in this fucking, not anywhere in this corner of the galaxy did I see the aliens. They were in other galaxies, other places far away when the DMT beings showed me aliens and stuff like that, and showed me the whole fucking universe and what's going on. And there's other shit out there. That's why I know. There's just no way it's I don't have any evidence to say that besides that. What I do know is that everything else that they've shown me and everything else that I've learned from psychedelics and stuff like that is fucking true. I mean, unless you've done it and you take them and you journey and you go through the experiences and you do the work and stuff that's involved, not just that one time when you're taking it, everything that happens, do the research, the stuff that comes up, the things that you were shown and stuff, you can go and you can look into that and you'd be like, wow, that's fucking crazy, and wow, how did this, wow, it just fixed my whole life and shit, and I just did all this, and I was like, holy shit, and then I go back and I'm like, that's why that's what you were fucking showing me. That was the piece to the puzzle. I was fucking tripping, and it was fucking probably almost 6 months ago now, and fucking somebody was there with us, I guess a spirit guide, somebody's whatever, and he was there, and I was doing a puzzle and stuff, and then he's, you know, laughing and talking and stuff, and I thought Greenie was talking to him too, but I don't think Greenie, nobody saw him, and I was like, all right, whatever, and you know, and finally at the end, I'm like, who are you? And he hands me a puzzle piece, and he just said his name is Matthew, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, try to, and that bugged me for for months after. And I'm like, Matthew, puzzle piece. What puzzle was I even working on? Because I know I was doing a puzzle, but I didn't know what it was right. And I was trying to put the pieces together, and I finally put the pieces together that fucking 99% of all this shit is bullshit. That we've been thinking it's true and everything like that. And when you really look into it, you really research it and really do it, it's all bullshit. And everything was leading up to all this stuff with that. Even before that, I was just starting to see stuff, and I was starting to get triggered. And that's the other thing is on that journey was just said, just look at stuff that you get triggered at, and that was the piece. It was the triggering. It was triggering. The puzzle piece was everything that I was getting triggered at that point in time, because I don't get triggered over a lot and stuff. So I look into that. I'll fucking go deep. I'll fucking go all the way back to when I was a kid and be like, oh shit, yeah, some motherfucker did that shit to me when I was a kid, and it's fucking pissing me off now because I see that shit happening. Whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not afraid to fucking delve into my subconscious and shit, you know, and find out what's going on and shit in my mind and everything else like that. So then I just start researching, and I just figure out. I'm like, that's why I'm getting pissed off about this, because it's bullshit when you actually go and dig through the surface of all this stuff. What's on the surface looks fucking great. They throw together a beautiful looking word salad, but at the bottom it tastes like shit.
And Crazy Church, like, we're working on that too. I mean, that's another thing we're going to try to, as we investigate, there'll be some journeys that'll be videoed and some other shit we're going to try to use to even try to show some of what goes on when you're journeying. But that's
the thing. See, but that's the same thing with the ghosts and stuff. We have no proof to say that. But when somebody says that, oh, I got a fucking video of this fucking UFO, it's aliens. No, that's not proof of aliens. That's proof of a UFO or this ghost or whatever. You better have a good video of it and stuff and everything like that. We can't prove our ghost experiences. We can't prove that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying with the investigation, and we're trying to come up with new ways to actually prove that we see ghosts. We have these experiences. Same thing with psychedelics. I can't fucking prove to you by telling you that it's real. Take some psychedelics with me, go on a journey, and see what happens, and understand what the process is, and then you'll understand that, okay, wow, there's some truth to what he's saying to this and everything like that. And again, not everything.
But you'll also find your own truth.
But again, you'll find your own truth as well and stuff like that. But you'll start to see things, and the puzzle pieces will come together with stuff. And the same thing with DMT. Everybody, almost 90% of people have the same experience. They see the same people on DMT and these beings, the same beings, and they show you things. That's a real thing. People that have never done DMT, never heard about these beings or anything, just all of a sudden like, sure, let me try it.
I do the DMT every night.
They do it, and then they're like, holy shit, I saw these things. And everybody in the room's like, who's already done DMT is like, yeah, we've seen them too. That's a real experience. When you can get that many people and stuff, that's a pretty real experience, a verifiable experience. You can repeat that experience over and over again. When I see a ghost over there, standing there, I can't repeat that. Everybody else can't come here and see that ghost repeatable, so you can't take that experience as evidence and stuff unless it's a repeatable experience. If everybody goes to this haunted house and they see the ghost walk across the stairs at 11 p.m. or whatever time it is, the witch lady comes into the room at the same time, and everybody goes there at 11 p.m. and looks, and they see it, and they can get it on video every single time and stuff, or they can, you know, to have everybody sees it, or 90% of, because some people are like, yeah, that's bullshit, I don't see it, you know. So, you know, if you have the overwhelming majority, you know, 90% of people are seeing a repeatable experience like that, I see that's ghost, or I see Bigfoot every day. He comes down to this swamp or this river and he drinks water.
Like the woman earlier, oh, she's got a family of Bigfoot.
I got Bigfoot, I'm feeding them, bagels.
They're in the house and the walls and tapping on shit in the crawl space, but yet she couldn't, oh, they would take the cameras I would set up and flip them upside down, and they would take...
Okay, so nowadays with Wi-Fi cameras, you take a camera out there that's fucking streaming live on YouTube and fucking let me see that Bigfoot come over and flip it upside down live on YouTube.
And they come to your house and play in your backyard.
Bigfoot ain't going on YouTube and deleting it, is he? Oh yeah, well Bigfoot's got his own YouTube account and stuff. He loves those videos of himself.
No, Bigfoot's a very, very smart hacker and knows how to search the whole internet for anything that people put up that's actually real Bigfoot and wipes it clean. That's how smart Bigfoot is.
So that's what I mean. So it's got to be a repeatable experience. Psychedelics, yeah, it differs to a point. Everybody has their own perception, their own thing to a point on psychedelics, but everybody has a similar experience on psychedelics. So it's, in a way, it's a repeatable experiment that you can have. I could say that you see a bunch of stuff, and then if you feel like this, and then you feel this, and whatever, and then you're like, oh, that's bullshit. I can say, here you go, and you take it, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
and honestly,
slightly different version of my version and everything, but you're like, it's a repeatable experiment. Same thing with what they do with other drugs and stuff like that. Oh, this drug is supposed to stop you from having itches, and you take it. Oh, it stopped me from having itches, but yeah, of course, it's got other side effects or whatever. Or this food tastes great. Oh no, I don't believe you. No, here, try it out. This tastes great. Everybody tries it out. It tastes great. Everybody's like, we got a new food. It tastes great. It's healthy for you. All right, cool. It's the same thing. Somebody says, hey, look, I see a UFO with aliens in it.
How come there's not 400 cameras pointing?
Okay, where's everybody else seeing it? Okay, we'll just sit here for a few weeks, few months, few years. Nobody else sees it.
Only some people are able to
That's the
travel
thing
and see them.
Is a lot of people don't understand what evidence is, and how to actually do research and get what concrete evidence and you know, check sources, facts, date checks, you know what I mean, how to check if a fucking picture is real or not and stuff like that. I mean, people don't want to do that. Again, people don't want to read these old, when we're talking about ancient stuff or ancient proof that there's ancient aliens or ancient things like that or ancient giants or whatever the ancient stories are and stuff. It's in these books and stuff like that. 90% of people aren't reading those whole entire books. They're taking that little section of the book that says something that might seem like you could call it aliens and stuff, or the little pieces of that. When you actually go and open those books and you read those books, you're like, what? How do you read this stuff? And that's after it's been translated and everything into like English, but a lot of it's like old-timey English and stuff. They're like, ye old, blah, blah, blah. And people don't want to read this stuff because the way that it's written, because that's what it translates to. And they don't want to read that, or they don't want to go and they don't want to take the time to learn these fucking ancient languages and translate it themselves.
I mean, how many people know?
So they just take the words of David Wilcock or Zachariah Stitchin and stuff, who has no educational fucking background in any of these things, or has any fucking education in these cultures, or fucking knows anything about these people at all, or the people, their ancestors that are here today and stuff like that. Nothing. They just fucking taking these stories and like, here, buy my book.
It's great science fiction. I love science fiction.
If you look into it, especially Sitchin, it's got ties to Soros and stuff, and we all know Soros. Everybody be like, Soros is bad, but no, Sitchin's good. He's my boy. But Sitchin and Soros is bad as boys. When you look into the history of them and everything,
put them on,
like that,
son. Charlatans.
You know, and then Sitchin puts on fucking Giorgio Tsoukalos and Ancient Aliens is Born and shit. Giorgio Tsoukalos was a bodybuilder fucking magazine dude. Now he's an expert in ancient aliens. Promoter, yeah. He's a promoter for bodybuilding magazines and promoting bodybuilding. And now he's a fucking expert in ancient aliens. Knows all about all this stuff. Knows what all these fucking hieroglyphs and all this text and all these things mean and everything like that. Yeah, okay.
You know, one of my favorite
Stop watching that. I stopped watching that show like the first second. I never even watched like the whole thing. I'd see a little bit. I'd be like, yeah, all right, that's cool. I'll go read about whatever. I was like, it's on TV. I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know. That's when the long time I started to do it, because again, I don't believe everything I see on TV. Yeah, some stuff on TV can be true, but shit like that started popping up everywhere. And I'm like, there's something going on. There's an agenda when they start to push things like that. So
this doesn't add up.
Nothing added up. I've tried to do the math. Do the math on shit. If it don't add up, do the math again. Keep looking for those missing numbers until the fucking pieces add up. And then you'll see what it adds up to. Ain't what you thought it was going to add up to.
Sorry. Oh, sounds good. It looks good. It makes for great, like I said,
really does.
Science
It
fiction.
Makes for a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun with a lot of this stuff. Believed a lot of this stuff. Again, a lot of the stuff we haven't over the years. We laugh at it. We're like, this is fucking complete bullshit. We know it's complete bullshit. Again, all the time and everything. So we haven't really changed everything on it. But now we're just going to be more pushing instead of pushing. Okay, this is it. This is proof. This is evidence. We're not just going to say that it's possible. Actually, we never actually said this is full evidence, did we? We always say it's possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
We've always said, we never said this is evidence, this is just something that is plausible. So we haven't really changed our stance on it. We're just being switched the way we're talking about it a little bit more and being more on, okay, presenting. We're going to still present both sides of it.
We're like the Patriots of the paranormal, man. We've just grown and got better.
We're going to present both sides of it. We're going to say, okay, somebody says this is aliens and this is right here, but let's see why it couldn't be aliens and why it isn't this. or this could be a ghost and why it couldn't be a ghost, so this could be Bigfoot and that's not, and whatever it is. And we're just, you know what I mean, we're just gonna be, that's what real investigators should do. All these paranormal investigators and Bigfoot hunters and stuff, that's all you're doing. You're hunting for a Bigfoot, so you're just hunting for one thing. You're not investigating, you're not doing this, whatever, you're hoping to find something.
And kill it, or capture it. Put it in a fucking circus or some shit. Fuckers.
Not thinking about why it couldn't even possibly be real. Like, everybody talks about all these giant tree stumps around, and that's evidence that giants lived on the earth and stuff. Well, what you're talking about is tree stumps. It's not tree stumps if you know anything about geology and shit, because, again, people don't want to go and learn and study geology and about rocks and all this other boring stuff, because geology isn't that fucking, you know,
or actually be an
fun and
archaeologist
exciting,
and go on
really.
a real dig.
Archaeologists and go on real digs and do all this stuff and everything, and they can't really go there, so they look at a picture on fucking Google Earth and stuff, and they're like, that's a big giant old tree, and that's a big giant old tree. No, yeah, there was some giant old trees. There's still evidence that there's still some alive. They're fucking in California and shit like that. There's some big fucking, really big trees in Africa and stuff like that, but they weren't those fucking Devil's Tower. That tree would have been fucking like a mile, 2 miles fucking tall. There would be petrified branches of it fucking all around the area around that.
I told you that.
There's no roots.
Space, whatever. That's that tree. It broke off and went into space.
Went into space. There's no root systems. These people are just reaching and digging and stuff. The things that people say is giant bones and aliens and stuff, that 90% of those pictures have been debunked as fucking part of a thing that came out in the 90s. A fucking website hosts this thing, and they come up with weird and wacky ways to Photoshop pictures, and a whole bunch of those pictures.
Hey, I got an insider though. And my insider told
and if you know anything about bone structures and weight and everything, and I forgot what the method is that they use and stuff, none of those beings were possible. That their bones couldn't hold up the weight and everything. They couldn't walk. They wouldn't be able to do anything. People that big, they wouldn't be able to do it with the bone structures that we have and everything, just bigger. It doesn't work that way. We would have to have completely different bone structures and different bones and everything like that. It wouldn't be the exact same bones. We'd have extra bones to support all this extra weight, like these big animals have. They have all these extra bones compared to the little ones because they need to hold up this weight, and the way their bodies are designed is different. But these alien fucking giants aren't different. They're just bigger than us. But if you know anything about science and anatomy and biology and all this stuff, you know, it's bullshit. And people don't want to take the time to research that stuff and look into it, so they just take, oh yeah, that's a giant fucking skeleton. I believe it's real. They're all real. The Nephilims, the fucking, all that stuff, it's real. The giants in the Bible and fucking, they're all real.
And they were the first, but then they keep finding something older than the first. And then there was something.
And I love how this is my other favorite thing. People are always like, all these people that aren't religious and stuff, to fucking love to use the Bible as evidence of fucking all the stuff that they believe in stuff. The giants, they're in the Bible. The Bible, it's real. They talk about giants. Wait a minute. Didn't you just say a little while ago the Bible's bullshit, you don't believe in God and none of that stuff? But wait a minute, you cherry-picked something out of the Bible over here that says something about these beings that you interpret as being giants, evidence of giants. That's because it's in the Bible now. That part of the Bible is evidence of this stuff.
Ezekiel's wheel.
But exactly, again, Ezekiel's wheel is supposedly evidence of UFOs and stuff, but if you read the whole entire passage about that whole entire thing and know everything about that and the paintings that they use to interpret that and everything, it's not what they're talking about at all. They're talking about angels, sun and the moon, stuff like that. But people will be like, oh yeah, this talks about aliens and stuff like that in the Bible and everything. And that's evidence right there. But wait a minute, the Bible says that Jesus is real, but you don't believe in Jesus, and Jesus isn't real. That's evidence. The Bible is evidence of Jesus being real to people.
Well, they just throw Jesus in there to throw you off because you know,
they had to make it the story, the traditions and the Christians,
shit,
and they don't. But then they look at the book, they say, look at Jesus is real, but they're talking the aliens aren't real.
But you know what's even funnier is they ignore the rape, the murder, the torture, and the killing of kids and all that type of stuff, and stories about sacrificing children and slaves and all the other crazy shit. Hey, whatever, man. Just say it. So, everybody's got crazy stories.
It's the same thing with the aliens that have protected us now. They got a force field around the fucking solar system and keeping us waiting But yeah, it's not just the Earth that's being protected now. A grid around the Earth, the whole solar system's got the bad guys trapped in here, so they can't get away. And there's going to be a solar flash, and we're going to ascend to the 16th dimension.
He said you look like Jesus.
We're all going to be saved.
He is Jesus. You ain't know?
You didn't know? I am God. You are God. We are all God. We are all creators and stuff. Yeah, that's true. I'm a creator. I created life. It's upstairs sleeping right now. You can do it too. I create shit all the time. I build. I do stuff every single day. My body is creating new cells and stuff. We're all fucking gods. That's what a lot of this stuff, if you look into the Hermeticism and the fucking ancient traditions of alchemy and stuff like that, that's what they're talking about. That's what they mean and stuff. But people take it fucking literal. Like, I'm a fucking god in the sky, or I'm an alien, or I'm fucking this, or I'm that, and everything else. It's fucking, I don't know. Hold on, I'll be right back. Pick it up and piss. I drank too much water.
Just investigating it, y'all. That's all it is. Just trying to feed. And there's just so much shit we've talked about and so much stuff that's out there. And we just look at some things and we analyze it. And that's what we talk about every week. And that's the best way to investigate. I don't know any other way to investigate. It's what I've learned, what I've seen, what I've experienced. And nobody and nothing can take that away from me. I can't take you back to when I was 7 years old and seeing my grandfather as a ghost. I can't take you to where I lived and the experiences that even those people who had, who some are dead, some are still alive and stuff, they had with me. They can't. We can tell you about it, but that's the whole purpose of investigating. And the biggest part of it is all these stories, especially, you know, aliens and just all this crazy shit. Man, we follow these people. Some of these people I followed for years.
Everybody, I got breaking news here. Exclusive right now. Breaking news. I got evidence right here, dude. Total evidence. You can go outside and see it right now. Alright, listen to this, everybody. Listen. My house, my garage, and my shed. It was built by aliens. It all lines up with Orion's belt, just like the pyramids do, just like all these other things around the fucking world. My whole entire house structure, everything, it lines up with these fucking stars. That means my house was built by aliens, dude. This house was built. We're sitting in a house built by aliens, everybody. That's the proof right there. I mean, wow! How did we not see that before? We look at that all the time. We never noticed none of this stuff lined up before.
Well, now we're gonna.
Y'all might want to go and check that stuff out because your houses and your things could have been built by aliens too. Do you see how crazy that sounds? Now it's understandable that ancient people and even people today, they still build stuff aligned to stars and things like that because that's made. You know, that's a big thing and part of our nature, part of our universe, part of our reality here in front of us and stuff. And when you look into these cultures and stuff and why they do these things and what they believed and everything like that, yeah, you know, I mean, I don't believe 100% in everything that they believe and the way they that's the way they understood things. It wasn't aliens. Wasn't Ghost and Bigfoot helping them fucking stand up somebody. I saw something one time, somebody's like, yeah, fucking Bigfoot helped them build the pyramids. He lifted all the rocks. I'm like, well, where's your evidence for that one?
Sounds like slave labor, though. Did Bigfoot voluntarily lift these rocks?
Bigfoot built the pyramids.
Was it one Bigfoot? Was it a bunch of Bigfootses? How many were there? Was it a gaggle, what's it called? Like a fucking Bigfoot? Like, how did that work? It was Bigfoot like Superman, Super Sasquatch and shit, can lift tons and shit. Okay. Yes, it's possible.
Hey, anything, yeah, I guess anything is possible.
Bigfoot's a time traveler. Bigfoot's comes from other planets. Bigfoot has portals. Bigfoot comes from the water. I mean, there's a woman who has Bigfoots in her backyard. There's people who have sex. Remember the woman who told us the story about she had sex with Bigfoot? That she had relations with Bigfoot? Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
I don't know if I'd want to see that evidence, though. Could you imagine that shit, though? If the woman's like, I have evidence. Me and I recorded. Bigfoot didn't know I was recording us making love.
No, I'll look at if somebody's like, yeah, I was fucking an alien. Well, I don't really want to see it, but if it's evidence, let me see. Wow, dude. That fucking alien thing had... How do you even know that was female, man? What the fuck is... What? Jesus! What is it doing to you? Okay, alright, I believe you now, because there's no way you could have faked that shit.
It's like 2 girls, 1 cup.
Even worse than that. There's no way that's possible to be faked. Alright, I feel bad for you, man.
You alright, man?
You're getting married. Okay.
I'm far from alright, man.
That's good, dude. Good luck with that. I don't want to meet her friends or anything.
Yeah, no, cool.
I'm good.
Don't invite them over to the party.
But I'll look at that shit. I'll look at that evidence. I'll be like, all right, I believe you, man.
I'll let you watch it first.
Again, I will look at any evidence, send me any links, tell me any books to read, anything, whatever you say. I will look at it all. I will research it. I'll find stuff that you did, and I'll show you if it's real or whatever. I'll look at everything, anything. If you want me to believe some unbelievable shit, you better have some believable evidence to back it up.
She said, but Bigfoot put on a condom. Hey, maybe Bigfoot has like special condoms. Maybe Bigfoot knows how to control and just doesn't ejaculate or something. I don't fucking know. I just want to smoke a blunt with Bigfoot. That's why I want to begin. I ain't trying to hunt
if he's real, we want to smoke a blunt with him and stuff. We still think he could be real. He's out there somewhere. It's possible that Bigfoot is real.
He's looking for some cool motherfuckers to chill and smoke with. Maybe we'll bring Bigfoot's. Oh no, blueberry bagels.
Yeah, he likes blueberry bagels, according to that lady. But you know, I'm going to keep looking at both sides of it. I'm going to look at, is Bigfoot real? What is the evidence of what is the plausibility of him being real? What is the possibility of him not being real? What evidence do we have to back it up right now? We're working on coming up with a scale of plausibility on how high and how low, how many numbers will be on it, whatever, so we can, you know, some of this stuff is still up there. Could be plausible. Aliens could have maybe possibly at one point maybe zipped on by, stopped off, and be like, hey, yo, what's going on? There's a little bit of help with something. Spread it to your peoples. Took off, but there's no actual evidence of that. It's a plausibility that they could have maybe slipped by one time. Maybe fucking that's how life got here. They stopped off one time, little bacteria came off on their shoe while they'd taken a fucking leak. They zipped off, and fucking next thing you know, life on Earth. We got no evidence of it. Speculation, theory, plausible. You never know. Could have just been an asteroid carrying some shit here. Could have been just the right fucking chemistry. And all happening at once.
Could be
crazy fucking universe and fucking all kinds of crazy shit going on that people don't understand because they don't have the time. Because they don't have the time to do that. Because again, there are some people that are keeping us trapped, enslaved, and caged like animals. Fucking work, sleep, eat. Work, sleep, eat, obey, buy, consume, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that.
Watch, listen, reality.
Vote, pay your taxes. Do what I say. So that's all real, but this other stuff, it's plausible. It's plausible. Some of the stuff is a little less plausible. Some of the stuff is a little bit more plausible. You know what I mean? Again. Ghosts, I would put it up higher on the plausibility scale. Most everybody's had some type of experience with ghosts or seen something. Sometimes the experience could be repeated by multiple people in different situations. So, you know, we just got to figure out a way. That's the thing, is most people are using the same old stuff and nobody's doing anything new and trying to get this evidence. So that's the other thing. We got to come up with new ways to try and prove is Bigfoot real or is ghosts real. We got to do something else. We can't just sit out there with tape recorders and fucking night vision goggles on and shit, because obviously that ain't working.
Perhaps is not an alien force already amongst us? War, hate.
You know, people fucking can get better pictures of the goddamn fucking Saturn and Jupiter and shit than they can of fucking these supposed UFOs they see 5 minutes later. It's like, where the fuck was your big ass fucking crazy fucking awesome camera at that point in time? Well, I didn't want to stop my time lapse that I was taking, so I took out my cell phone. Oh, come with some real fucking shit, dude. Swing that camera around. Look at this fucking UFO. Wow, you can clear as day. I don't know if it's aliens or not, because that's the other thing. People start speculating right away. Look at that's an alien UFO. What makes it a fucking alien UFO? Is it the alien waving out the window? Hey, I'm an alien. Cuckoo! Well, you know, it could be some fucking...
Hey, we've seen UFOs.
I've seen some shit, but I'm not like, that's an alien.
Nope.
Could have been a fucking United States Space Force fucking project.
Space Force.
Could have been a Russian. It could have been fucking Canadian. It could have been
be some
British.
private fucking contractor they got
Indian.
working on
It
some
could have
shit.
been exactly. It could have been a Google fucking balloon experiment.
Could have been a super fucking drone.
Who the fuck knows what's flying around up there? It ain't aliens. We don't have any
those drone
evidence it's
competitions
aliens.
where they take the small drones and make them super fucking fast? So imagine if people are taking that shit on a bigger scale. Even the government, we're already working on super drones. They got swarm drones. They got all kinds of shit.
People don't look into the stuff that these drones and people have been building drones and stuff in their backyards for a long time, and nobody even had a clue what the fuck they were at the time. That's all fucking, yeah, that's an unidentified flying object. We definitely have a lot of that. There's a lot of evidence of UFOs. But it's not any evidence that it's fucking aliens. People are like, well, if it's not a fucking alien, it's reversed engineered from a crashed UFO. No, there's no evidence of that either. There's evidence that there's some really fucking smart people out there that fucking can build some cool fucking shit. Again, we have people that build drones and stuff all the time. Did they get a hold of reversed engineered fucking alien technology that crashed in their backyard? No,
hey, Coral
doesn't
Castle.
fucking give them. That doesn't mean that they have alien technology, because they can build something that's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, Coral Castle. You want to go on Coral Castle right now?
No.
You have to roll another block. Oh no, I got one more over there, but. People just scratch the surface. They don't really dig deep, but then they want to say, research it for yourself, man. I did. That's how I know. Really? Did you really research it? How far did you go? I went down the rabbit hole. No, you didn't. You fucking tripped over the rabbit hole. You stumbled right over the fucking goddamn rabbit hole. No, yes, we are all aliens. We are aliens. There are aliens somewhere out there in the fucking universe. They're nowhere near here, but we are aliens to fucking something out there. Right now on this planet, there is human beings. We are all human beings. We are all one race, one human being, a race of human beings. That's it. And that's all I see evidence for. Yeah, some of us are fucking assholes, and some of us aren't, but that's it. There's no fucking aliens. I'd like there to be aliens. I'd love to see them. Come on down here into the studio. We'll smoke some fucking blunts. We'll have a good time. Tell me about your travels all over the fucking galaxy and shit. It'll be great. Love it. You want to give me a lightsaber? That'd be cool too.
Right? No. See, I've always said the lightsaber.
That's what I'm saying. Give us some lightsabers.
All
right, we'll get some light. Well, shit. We'll hang it up here for the studio and shit.
All right, cool.
All right, you know.
Time travel. We'll take a Millennium Falcon.
But
I could be Lando.
There's no fucking, no goddamn, nothing. Nothing. People will say, like you just said, well, what about Coral Castle? We built it like the Egyptians. Yeah, human ingenuity. That's how Coral Castle was built. Coural Castle, people were like levitating fucking bricks and stuff. No, it wasn't. There's actual video of him building it. It's not as fucking recluse as all the stories fucking say. He let people, some people, a few people saw it. He actually had people.
It's not that kind of party, my friend.
He actually had people fucking help him build fucking Coral Castle and stuff, but the majority of it, he did build it all by himself. He just had, yeah, he actually had some technology that not everybody had there that he came up with, and he figured out how to do stuff and used the technology that was available at the time to do stuff. And we actually know people who have replicated his work, and you can do it. It's not that hard. People can replicate and move very large stones just like all the rest of the alien fucking shit. It's not that hard. You can cut stone. You can you can move large stones, big, huge, 1,000 fucking ton stones. See, the thing is, archaeologists and some of these people that do lie to us and do want to keep things from us to keep their timelines in straight and everything and narrow with their stories the way they want it to be and stuff, say that, oh, it was done in this amount of time or like this and that and stuff. I don't think so. I think it took a lot longer to do a lot of this stuff, because some of that stuff, it's possible to fucking actually do it, but it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take a little bit of time, so that's why
ingenuity.
That's why a lot of the evidence is pointing towards that. Yes, that stuff was done by humans, but it was done over a long period of time, a long time, a lot longer time ago than when we did it. So. We are all creators down there in Instagram. I see you, Eric, is God. I know you're God. I'm God. He's God. Everybody's God.
What's up, God? Peace, God.
It's God of the Bible. There's something that's, obviously, there's got to be something that has created everything at some point, somehow, in the universe, the multiverses and everything. But again, there's no evidence to prove that either. It could just be a whole big, huge fucking accident. So, but I know I'm a creator. And you could be a creator, and he's a creator, and everybody listening creates, and everybody creates, so we're all creators in the sense of the God and stuff, and our body's renewed all the time, and we keep everybody alive and ourselves alive and do all this stuff, so I guess we're gods, right, in the sense of gods, and I'm the fucking master of my universe. I have the power to do this. Everything in my life is what you know, it's all been me, the good and the bad. I don't blame the bad on bad things on anybody else but myself. It was me making human error, human mistakes, or human choices. That's life. That's what, you know, people will be like, I was possessed by demons, or this or that, and then I found the light of God and everything. Well, no, stop giving that's the thing, is nobody wants to take credit for their own fucking shit. We're all fucking superhuman fucking beings. We're all fucking, look at this is fucking amazing. Look at us all. Look at yourselves.
We are the
all
fucking
for. Amazing. And everybody wants to give the credit to somebody else. It was aliens came here and made us. It was God who made us. It was God who saved us. It was God, aliens that are going to come and save me. It was this. It was that. And it's never themselves. Never. Even with the good shit, we're so fucking brainwashed to fucking thank everybody else or something else, a higher power or something else, and we don't give ourselves credit for anything. Let's make being human great again. Okay, we're human beings. We're capable of amazing fucking things. We can heal ourselves. We can build all this shit. People are like, oh, we can't build the pyramids now, but look at everything that we can build. Look at, I'm fucking talking to you, people all around the world and shit right now. On a little tiny fucking tablets and computers and shit like that. Wirelessly. Test the technology. It's all right here. It's all right now. But people are like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, da, 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 da.
Maz.
Get the fuck out of here with all that shit, you know what I mean? Oh, we gotta go somewhere else. Let's fucking use that shit. Let's put our brains together. Let's save the fucking planet. Let's be fucking humans and be humane to each other. You know? Everybody wants to give credit to everything else. They want to blame the bad on something else. They want to blame the good on something else. They don't want to ever take credit for anything themselves. I take credit for all of it. Goodbye.
I don't have to kick him out. I could care less. Let him talk.
No.
I like trolls. I'm just going to kill him with asking some legitimate shit. Who cares?
No. That's not trolling. If he wants to have a conversation on the other side of the story and doesn't want to be an asshole about things, then we can have a conversation. But if you want to be a child little fourth grader, then go back and play with the fourth graders.
Go back to school.
Having a conversation here. If you don't like me smoking weed, then don't fucking watch me smoke weed.
And I think because we're coughing, he finds that I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, we were coughing. Yeah. Oh, no, we're coughing and stuff. Oh,
yeah. Whatever. He thought we were smoking skunk. I just let him know there's no fucking bunk weed here. We just smoke a lot. We smoking blunts. So whatever. Keep it moving. Again, see, we're sitting here all this time. This person has sat in the chat and listened and watched.
And all he got out of it is he assumes that we're smoking some bung weed because we're coughing and everything like that.
Like nothing constructive.
Nothing constructive. That's what's out there and everything. He has no actual opinion and stuff, and I don't give a fuck what his opinion is.
And I asked him too. I was like, you know, if you have an opinion, like at least talk about something. To all we're talking about, you don't have an opinion on what we're talking about. You want to be irrelevant and be a troll, and it's people who again they want to go along with the bullshit. And I'll be the same person who believes all that bullshit, or as somebody else, oh, I was just on somebody's fucking YouTube stream sticking up for you, man, because these people think, and I know, man. Listen, do some real fucking research. Even it's new age religion. Call it what you want. Most of these people are pushing just another form of religion. Believe what I'm telling you. Wait for something to come fucking save you. Something's coming later. It's going to help all of us. It's going to bring all of us together. Blah, 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 blah. Heard it all before. People have said to me, one of the best things, oh, you know what you should do? You should be a preacher. I would ask them why. And they've been telling me this for a long time. Why? Well, because you'd make a lot of money. Well, I guess that's cool. But then for me, then I'm not religious. I'm not spiritual. And to me, that never, ever made sense to me that I would want to go and talk to people and preach something to people that I truly believed for money. Or did I even truly believe it? They just said I talked real good. I remember one time I got in trouble because I used to clean one of the churches that I used to go to, and I got in trouble because I thought the church was empty, and I was up on the fucking preacher's thing, and I had the mic on, and I was preaching. Went to town. The whole fucking shebang, the whole fucking theatrics and stuff, because that's what I saw. So people have told me for a long time I should be a preacher. So that's why when I see other shit and I see these snake oil salesmen and all their fucking slick talk, from the beginning, I start to question what the fuck they're talking about. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you just sound like a fucking preacher to me. You sound like a motherfucker who wants a private jet and wants to go around the world to tell your story.
Yep, that's all they want to do is tell their story and make some money off of it.
Not even a truth. Because sometimes you can hear someone tell a story. I'll tell you, in all this, I'm sorry, the one story to me that still seems is the Travis Walton story. Now, I've met him, I finally talked to him and stuff like that. Maybe something like that when I've talked to somebody who didn't give me the vibe of, here's some bullshit. Did he have a piece of an alien craft or anything like that? Nothing tangible he could prove to me, no. But there's somebody who I still, hey, maybe something did happen to him. Maybe it was the fucking government. Maybe they kidnapped him and did some shit and wanted to play. I don't fucking know. But
that's what I'm saying. There's more evidence that the fucking government would be doing that shit than aliens fucking doing it. An alien fucking comes all the way across the fucking universe to fucking abduct a human. Yeah, we just want to study it.
They want to eat us.
It used to sound like a good idea.
We're food. We're food, right? Aren't we just on there fucking... Aren't they using us for food? No, we're slaves. We're mining gold somewhere.
Monotonic. Yeah. Monotonic gold to save my planet.
All sounds good.
We're smoking on blue cookies and Pennywise and Shangri-La. I think that was it tonight. So, nope. No Aquarius is here.
I'm a Pisces. My birthday is next month.
Virgo and a Pisces. So,
February 25th. I'll be in Cali too. I'll be in LA. I'll be at Conscious Life Expo. I'll be one of the speakers. Just talk about same shit I talk about here. It's been a journey. That's the whole thing too. And the other thing that was asked earlier, how we've grown and what's changed. What's changed is even how I see things and stuff like that. I'm not trying to push anything I believe on anybody. I don't know what I believe as far as all this, as far as what's out there. I know what psychedelics have taught me. I know what I believe as far as me here now.
I still, again, I'll say it again. I still believe everything that we always talk about is possible. We believe all that stuff. I want to know. We need to know for sure.
We're just trying to
get to that point. I'm not trying to push what I believe on anybody. I'm not saying, hey, I believe this. You got to believe it too. Look it's right here. Read this book or read that. Believe it. No. I'm just putting it out there. But, hey, this is possible. This is possible like we've been doing. We've been doing on here for, almost 6 years now.
Hey, pieces... What does that mean?
But instead of just showing one side, we're showing more of both sides now. So,
Raphael, can you translate that? Maybe you said something earlier. I didn't see it in the chat. But
I think he's saying Pisces.
Oh, Pisces. Oh, okay. Oh, that's dope. When's your birthday, Raph? As I said, I'll be in LA next month. And I'll be there.
Are we food? Birthday. Yeah, we're food to a lot of things. Food to aliens? No, we're not food to aliens, if that's what you're implying. But we're food to things. Yeah, there's stuff eating you right now.
And there's stuff that eats human beings when they get a chance.
It gets a chance, it will eat you. There's that carnivore part of the animals out there that will eat us too. There's some really sick, twisted fucking human beings that will eat other human beings out there too. So yeah, I guess we are food, but yeah, there's bacteria and shit eating your body right now.
And there was a time when human beings were cannibals. There were
your cells are eating your cells. There's parasites. You have parasites. We all have parasites. There's all kinds of shit. You're food. We're food. Everybody's food. Everything's food. Everything's recycled. Everything's energy for something else.
Raph, I told you, man. Link up with me. I don't know if you're on any social media, anything, or even just email me. ParanormalHooD@AOL.com. Just so we could talk. Cause like I said,
we're food for nature. We die. Fucking if we actually did it the natural way we're supposed to, Eric. When we died and when we're buried not in fucking all embalmed with chemicals and shit and whatever, and put in a fucking coffin and then into a concrete fucking box into the ground, and yeah, we'd be fucking food for nature, and that's the way I'm going out. That's what I'm gonna do. I told these guys to compost my body when I die and then grow a plant and you guys can smoke me. That's how you could smoke somebody, you know what I mean, if they really wanted
They
to.
said Tupac's homie smoked his ashes.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't smoke somebody's ashes. What you could do is, like I said, you can, compost, have the body composted, or use the ashes in the compost that you're growing, the stuff, your soil you're growing the plant with, and then you do it that way.
And then it's how high and shit, and then you come back and they can see you, like in the movie How High. Has anybody ever done that, though? Do you know of? Like, really done the whole decomposition and smoke somebody?
I don't know, but you could become a tree and shit like that.
But you can become a weed tree?
Yeah, it's the same idea. If you can have your body put in a place where they grow a tree above you, they plant a tree above your body, and the tree uses your body as nutrients in the first years until you decompose and the tree's growing. You can do the same thing with a weed plant. Or like I said, I could be cremated, and you can take my ashes and mix it into the soil that you use to grow the plant.
I'm a plant.
But that's how nature works. Things die in nature. Everything takes its fucking toll. I'll just fucking roll another one real quick. This one's falling apart.
It's being a bitch. So, yes, folks, we've grown. We've learned. That's all it is. We're just trying to be real investigators. Or we wouldn't, it just would have just kept doing the same old shit. And I don't want to do the same old shit. I've said that from the beginning, that the whole approach was to try to fucking, I just never been the go along, get along and all this. It all sounds great. It all looks good. But from the beginning, there's just things I've always questioned. And I just wanted to get more and more answers. And as you go on, years of listening to people, observing a lot of the same people who put themselves in these spotlights and stuff, and you just start going back, what were they saying back then? What got them into this? It's the same thing with the paranormal. I used to say that the oddest thing to me is like when you hear someone be like, yo, I once saw a ghost. Now my whole life is just about ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Everything is about ghosts, 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 ghosts. It's the same fucking thing. Like I look back, well, what got this person into it? What was their experience, whatever. When their experience is starting, well, I was channeling, or I was contacted, or, I was in some shit, some program somewhere that cannot be proven. There's some people like Uri Geller, I think is how you say his name, and people like that who have proven that the government did some kind of experiments and stuff like that. Does it mean that these people are fucking supernatural and gifted? I don't know. It just means that
a lot of his stuff has been completely.
But again,
there's some stuff that it's plausible.
But they were just doing
because
research.
I've bent spoons. But again, the government was doing research and stuff. But yeah, that's your point there and stuff. But again, a lot of the stuff that they were researching, they do research. Again, there was this stuff that just came out. The government spent all this money on this research and stuff. Yeah, they're researching this shit too. I'm sure if you had all the money to fucking spend research on fucking time fucking machines and portals and fucking UFOs and shit like that, you'd spend the money on it too to build a UFO and everything like that. The people that do have the money do it. They're called Elon Musk and shit. Jeff fucking Bezos and stuff. They fucking have their own rockets and stuff because they got the money to do that shit. You want to do that? Go and get a rocket. Do that shit.
Hey, that guy built a rocket to try to prove that the Earth is flat.
Exactly. The other guy tried to, you know what I mean?
He didn't get
your money where your mouth is. These people, you know what I mean?
Nobody wanted to help that brother out, man. All you folks who think
people
the Earth
want
is
to talk all
flat.
this stuff and post all this stuff, and they don't want to back it up. Don't want to do anything about it.
Just saying. It'd be cool. Just like to see some proof. Heard a lot.
Then when you start to show them actual evidence and stuff of why it's not what they're trying to tell you, they're like, oh, you're a shill. Oh, what are you, disinformation?
You're a troll.
That's
No, you know what?
Disinformation.
My
you're a troll. You're
word is hater. Because when you don't like something, when you don't go along with something, or it's just not your cup of tea, then you're a hater. You're a hater. Hater. Everybody's not a hater. Most people have opinions. Some people actually do research and stuff like that, and they say, all right, this isn't my thing, but it doesn't make you a hater. You just got to do some fucking research.
Okay, it's all right to have an opinion until there's facts behind it. Then nobody's opinion matters, though. So once you have actual evidence and stuff, that's cool. We can all have opinions on about there being possible of aliens, but until we have actual proof and facts about it, then it's just everybody's opinion that there's possibly aliens out there. Or this could be possibly aliens, but there's no actual evidence saying that there is aliens or these things are aliens.
This dude actually
this is
just a troll account. He just was like, I have another account. I'm just going to keep trolling. Just don't even bother to fucking boot him. Let him just sit there and be idiot. He'll be ignored. I don't get it. Like, what do you get? Like, you have nothing better to do? I'm telling you, he's probably one of those people who we've said something that fucking hurt his,
Yeah,
hurt
we
his
hurt his
feelings and
feelings.
shit because he believed these people. And oh my God, you're talking about one of my heroes, man. I know that dude's real. I've been to
Mike,
every
I can't.
conference.
Sorry, Mike down there on Instagram. Instagram's really small for me. We'll just have Instagram so you guys can see. If you want to chat, go onto YouTube and you can see it better.
Yeah, we're about to smoke a last blunt. So
We're smoking the last blunt right now.
Jump on our live stream. We can see the chat there.
I can see it a little better. I've seen some of it, but yeah, you're saying. He was saying, hold on.
He didn't say anything. Like, the dude couldn't even just, if he had something like...
No, I'm not talking about that idiot there. I'm saying down here in the chat here, you even notice we as people resemble livestock, pink like chickens, like white people. Because you're still on people like thinking that we're meat for aliens or something, but it's not. There's no evidence to it. Yeah, all right. If you want, you want evidence. They want us like livestock, slave livestock, so that we can just work and feed the fucking money machine for them and everything, and keep the wheels cog turning in their fucking power scheme and everything like that. That's why they herd us into cities and they make all these laws that they try and keep us from being self-sufficient, and we have to rely on the government for everything.
And they also use that money to create more technology and crazy shit.
It's not because they're eating us. There's no evidence that they were eating us, and all that bullshit about the fucking these people being fucking cannibals and fucking eating us and everything like that. It's all this. All of it's bullshit. There's no actual evidence. It's people's fucking speculations and opinions. Yeah, I'm sure he does, Eric.
What?
Because Eric says he masturbates with his own tears.
Oh.
But
hey, whatever.
So, people want to get mad about that or whatever, that's fine. Again, you can believe whatever you want to believe. That's fine. But we know what we know, and we know this stuff because there's evidence and stuff. And the stuff we don't know, we're just believing just like you. I believe in aliens. Do I know they're real? No, I don't know they're real. We have nothing to show that they are, nothing conclusive to show that they are real. A lot of speculative stuff.
A whole lot of videos.
A whole lot of plausible
talks.
things. But nothing to say 100% confident. Nothing even to say 50-50. That's aliens. There's just some stuff on there that may be, but there's no way to investigate it any further. So we don't know. So we put it up there as, we don't know. It's plausible that there's aliens out there. This fucking raps. Just stop using these things.
Sorry, route malfunction. I just wish somebody, if you're gonna fucking be a troll, at least have something to say. Stick up for these people. If we have something, a particular thing that you say we don't like, you have the right to speak back, like the guy's saying in there. Believe whatever you want. Just where's the evidence? You should also, if that's what you believe, you should
be able to have some evidence to actually back up what you're saying.
So then you really know, okay, well, this is something I need to fear, or this is a real possibility. And then what are you going to do at that point? Like, you're going to be able to protect yourself from these aliens or whatever? I guess. But that's the whole thing, don't you? Like, it's just everything's so fucking dire and all this crazy shit. That's the point, I guess. The Earth's always ending. There's always going to be some catastrophe. There's always some date when all this is going to happen. All this crazy shit, all these inside sources, all these anonymouses, Q Anonymous, all this type of bullshit, all these things to fucking follow to try to figure out all this crazy bullshit.
All these people, like, I got the key to the universe and all this stuff, and I channeled all this information and everything. Cool, well, why aren't you curing cancer? Why aren't you curing AIDS? Why aren't you curing diabetes and stuff? You got the secrets to life and everything. Cool, where's the fucking proof? Why doesn't it happen? Why are these people that channel these people and say all this stuff and everything, why do they die of all these fucking diseases and shit? Because they didn't follow through with all the fucking shit 100% and stuff. I'm not saying it's not possible you can't cure yourself. Again, I'm living fucking proof. I can show you the actual evidence. If people want to see my medical records and stuff, I healed myself. I had a disease that, technically the doctors say I'm in remission and I'll have it for the rest of my life, but I don't have it anymore. I have no symptoms. I have no sign of it. My thyroid, everything functions properly because I healed myself. We have that ability. We can heal ourselves. We do it all the time. You ever cut yourself? A couple days later, it's gone. Oh, it's gone.
I burned myself.
Burn, cut.
Oh my God.
Break a bone. Fuck. We can come back from all kinds of... The body is fucking amazing. It will heal from all kinds of fucking trauma. take care of it, and it will fucking do it even better.
We are the superheroes.
You won't even really need to heal and stuff. We are the superheroes. We are fucking superhuman. We're fucking amazing fucking beings.
Y'all haven't seen me all night unless you went to YouTube. Sorry.
Yeah, aliens would be paranormal. Aliens are paranormal. Everything's paranormal. Everything's abnormal. We're just still looking for that evidence of that paranormal to be real. You know what I mean, Eric? We want to see, you know, if you look up the definition that paranormal is anything abnormal.
Aren't you tired of fucking seeing grainy videos
of
and
all
pictures
this shit
and talk and
yeah, and I said it earlier.
Yeah,
4K video of fucking Mars, the dark side of the fucking moon, fucking all this shit. I can fucking go outside with my fucking telescope and my fucking
get
camera.
a nice, good camera and
see the fucking Saturn and shit like that.
Rings, moons.
But everything else, we got a blurry, grainy ass fucking shaky video or picture. And it's supposed to be concrete fucking evidence that it's real. And it's like, how is that real? How is any of this real? How's the fucking... That's a chupacabra? Really? Okay, sure. That's the Mothman? That's a ghost? It's a fucking alien? What are you talking about?
Look, it's Godzilla!
Look, let me circle it and zoom in on it and circle it again so you can really see it. No, I just see a fucking really fucking... I see something even more blurry than before.
Hey, we got sent a series of pictures from someone in New York City who told us of the giants who used to have... what was it? What kind of fights were they?
Oh, yeah, giants having fucking fireball fights in New York City and stuff, and they sent us video. I don't know what this video was. I don't know what the fuck I was looking at. I didn't see no giants or no fireballs, but you would think that if fucking giants were having fireball fights above fucking New York City, people would know it, besides this person sending me some grainy-ass video of fucking thunder and lightning storm and shit. I don't even think that's what it was. I don't even know. They had so many fucking filters and edits on it to try and show you. If they got to do all that shit, it ain't fucking real. I'll do all that shit to show you that it's not real. All the stuff that they edited into it. But when they doing all that to show you that something's fucking... Oh, look, you got to go through all this stuff to see it. Well, to see what? That it's a fucking edited picture?
Look, it's right there. You don't see that? No, I'm sorry, I didn't.
I don't see none of that shit, man. I want to.
I'd like to.
Like to.
Be good.
Be awesome.
I believe. It'd just be nice to have some concrete evidence.
Waiting for the day that I'll be sitting outside by the campfire or some shit. Fucking UFO flies by. Fucking like, yo.
Pull up!
They smell what we're smoking on. They're like, yo.
Let's
go back there. They come back. They're like, yeah, you guys want a match? We got some of this space weed. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this shit. Y'all mind if we tweet this shit and fucking put it up on Instagram and stuff?
No,
go live on YouTube? They're like, yeah, go for it, man. It's cool. Let everybody know we here. And I'll be like, sure, here you go. And then I'll be like, yo, you guys, you gotta join my Patreon and shit. Gotta give me some money and everything. Oh, hold on, can't see this shit. I got the exclusive insider information. No, I wouldn't do that shit to you. I'd be like, yo, check this shit out. We chilling with aliens right now. You don't believe they're real? Look, we got them on all these fucking cameras and shit. My neighbors are coming by and everything. Look at the fucking UFO. You think we built that shit? Look at, I'm inside a fucking UFO. Watch. Look at, it's like anti-gravity in here and shit. I'd do that shit. I'd be fucking live showing everybody. I want it to fucking happen. I dream about it happening.
But then the men in black are going to show up.
I don't give a fuck. Everybody would have already seen it live across everything.
No, but they're going to say that it's War of the Worlds. There was this elaborate hoax. You know. We'll go down in history with a great fucking viewed video that will be debunked 3 million times. No one will believe us.
Yeah, Eric, that's what we've been saying and stuff like that. Like ghosts would be more on the more plausible side. That's something that we'll probably be able to prove sooner than we can prove aliens that are fucking millions of light years away and shit. Because if there's aliens, that's how far away they are and shit, or they're little microbes on a fucking planet or fucking something close by. But ghost is then, and even science has said it themselves. Even science it says ghosts are plausible, but you can't. They can't replicate it. That's the thing with it. I've had paranormal experiences, but we can't replicate that so that you can have that paranormal experience. He's had them. I'm sure that you've had them and stuff. People have those paranormal experiences and stuff. Some can be written off because the human mind and the way that it is can play tricks on you and stuff like that. But then other stuff, it can't be written off as, like in my case, there's no way that I shut the light switch off. Nobody shut the light switch off. Nobody shut these lights off. The switch was physically down. But I can't prove that to anybody. and I can't replicate it, so scientifically we can't. But we can say that it's plausible, and the plausible thing, because a lot of people have experiences like that. There's just to prove that, and that's what we're trying to do with what we're doing here. Is we want to come up with new ways to try and investigate that, because science doesn't really, I mean, somewhat, but we need to get more scientific instead of using fucking tape recorders and fucking night vision cameras and stuff like that, because it's not doing it, obviously.
It ain't
to
working,
actually prove
man.
it, get some science behind it and actually prove it. Is it real? Is it not real? You know, and that's what we're talking about, because everything that's out there is nothing. It's all highly speculative.
Not everything,
and
but
most of it. And most of the mainstream stuff and the big stories and stuff is all bullshit.
Snake oil salesman.
Snake oil, just trying to sell you some shit.
Buy some shit.
My house is haunted. I had to move out. Oh, we'll throw everybody under the bus right now, but you know. So yeah, so we, you know, the same thing with aliens. Fuck it. I mean, even the government and shit and fucking scientists are looking for aliens and stuff and messages and stuff like that. But we don't have any actual evidence of it there. And they'll be the first, because they tell us when they find anomalous shit all the fucking time. They're like, yo, we got the wow signal and shit.
Yeah,
oh,
there's
it wasn't
fast
real.
radio burst that they're
fast
watching
radio
right now.
bursts and stuff that they're looking at. Or something weird stars doing something. Is it a Dyson sphere? Is it that? This fucking comet that's coming, Umanumo, and everything like that. Okay, yeah, that's plausible. Yeah, things are plausible up there, but there's no actual evidence of this shit. So we can't say, yes, it's real, and they're here, and they've been doing this stuff all this time, and this is what they're responsible for everything. That's just a bunch of speculation off of something. Like everything that people saying about this Umanuma comet, the shit that fucking people are pulling out of their ass, it's like, where the fuck are you getting that? And then some of them are like, well, we channeled it from the people on the fucking rock.
We remote viewed it.
We were remote viewing. We went there in our Stargate the other day that we built in our backyard. We found it. It's like, dude, really? Cool. I'm gonna go through. Well, yeah, you can't, because you're not attuned to the right frequency of the dimensional portals of light being things.
They won't communicate with you because you're just, you know, yeah. Yeah, you can't channel yet, man.
So,
whole lot of whatever.
Whole lot of there. So that's it.
Sorry, Periscope too. I know somebody's talking on there, but we can't see your comments, so we apologize. Reach out to us, folks. We're on all social media. We do the YouTube live stream, which is the best place when we're live every Thursday night to chat. Subscribe too, because you never know, we'll pop on here and talk about whatever. We'll be back next Thursday. Another topic of the show. I'm sorry, Periscope, I can't see your comments. Should I bring it closer? Hold on, I'll bring it closer. Give you guys like a minute on Periscope, whatever your comments is. If you repeat it, please. Because it went off the screen, I can't see it. Now maybe I can see it. Hi, I'll get close and personal.
YouTube, thank you for watching.
Do you still have your comment? You still there? Sorry. Uh-oh. Why do a Periscope if you can't read? Because all night we tell people to go over to our YouTube live stream. We just do it on different platforms so people can see what's going on. But during the whole, whenever we're live, we're always live on YouTube. And that's why I check. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, see, so like the monitor and stuff, like everything that's kind of set up. Like
yeah, we got big monitors for YouTube and stuff, but we can't do that for Periscope.
Where the tinfoil hat at? I don't need a tinfoil hat. That's what I'm saying. That's if you've listened, I don't know how long you've been on the stream, but the whole thing is that it's not about tinfoil hat. It's about trying to find some real evidence and investigate some of this stuff, and not just
because everything out there right now.
Listen to a whole lot of bullshit.
A lot of it is just people's opinions and speculations,
and a whole lot of people who decipher
go to
shit
YouTube. You can watch the whole show.
And
they'll be up live in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Good night, Raph.
Be quiet, Blackie. Thank you. No, you'll never silence me. Thanks. That's great input. I love folks who are just whatever trolls or whatever you are. That's awesome. Thank you for your input. Greatly appreciate it. Okay.
Highly intelligent people.
Yes.
It shows.
Thank you.
Maybe we really did evolve from a monkey, because there's evidence right there.
Exactly. But we out. Peace and love. Good night,
There's still some here. And that was one of them. Fucking dumbasses.
Trolls are cute.
Funny shit. Anyway, everybody. That's been... Last blunt has been smoked.
We out.
We out of here.
See you
Till next week.
Maybe sometime before that. Raph, like I said,
Do
man,
some
link
research,
up, man.
Look into this stuff.
I know you
Don't
got an
just
email.
believe
At least.
everything you read on the internet.
Email a brother. You gonna be in your hood. Your neck of the woods. We out.
If you're gonna believe shit on the internet, make sure you read the sources and back that shit up. Do your research, everybody. Peace and love. We do love you all. Get along with one another. Make this world a better place.
For pets and people.